Wait, where's my camera? All right, give me a sec here. Awkward. Hold on a sec. All right, hello. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Hello. Hi. Happy Monday. Okay, so today I got something interesting for you. There is a new CN Pro League that started for TFT. They call it the Magic League because I think it's just they theme it after each set. So this set's probably called the Magic League. Last set would probably be called like the Ink Shadow League or something like that. And it's like a weekly league that players play for points and prize money. And based on how you do over the course of 3 weeks, I think it like seats like a finals and so on and so forth. So we're gonna watch the week 1 finals, and there are some really good players. Really, I mean, these are basically China's best. The equivalent would be like if they took every regionals winner from NA, every world's winner from NA, and then like the top ladder players like Bruce and Darth Nub, and Precedent and all of them, and then like they would put them all in one league and play 3 weeks. I don't think it's gonna be like a 5-6 week long thing. I think 3 weeks is what it's slotted for, and I think that's perfect actually. So here's the first VOD that we'll watch, and then we'll play some ladder games. Okay, so let me pull up my notepad. How's everyone doing? Did you have a good weekend? C. James or CJ Amez, thanks so much. Does CN have NA players? No. CN League is only CN players. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got here. So 15-minute countdown or so. Today's players, we got an incredible lineup. It's 60-second Huanmie, LiLuo. Oh, dude, it's Here We Go. This is Here We Go, and he's got he's gonna be like helping these people commentate. They're doing the Macau Open advertisements, advertising all their amazing amount of cosmetics. Holy cow, they have so many ads. I want to look at the quality of players that we have today, though. The player lineup is actually insane. This is like their competitive structure for the set. It's pretty complicated. This is like their qualifier. This is like the qualifier point structure, where first gets 9 points. Wait, I actually don't know how this works. Is it double point system? Like for 18 points for first? Oh, that's how they place in their week. Oh, okay, no. This is their final standings. Based on how you do every week, you get qualifier points. Wait. No, I don't understand. This is like the gold bracket. This is the silver bracket. Round 5. Okay. So basically, this is like how their league works based on the points things that you get on a weekly basis. So if you qualify for the gold bracket, which is a weekly, basically, I think they have 16 players and they play games, and then based on how you do, you get seeded to a gold and silver bracket, and you get more points for the pro league and the gold bracket. You get 18 points for winning the gold bracket versus 9 points for winning the silver bracket. Again, it's like a new league that they're trying to establish, so it's a little bit complicated, but basically there's 16 players in this pro league, and they'll be playing on a 3 weekly basis, and this is the prize pool. CN Magic Pro League. Week 1 final lobby. Right. Does this league have slots to regionals? I think it's part of their official circuit, so I actually have to research a little bit more about that, but I'm not entirely sure. Either way, the level of competition is extremely high. These are some of the best of the best. Like this is literally like 2 world champions, set 5, set 6 champions, 62nd multi-world finalist, Ahao multi-regional world champion. Also recently got in trouble for win trading. I think this is technically the silver lobby.
两个光灿，我准备改名也叫光灿了，感觉叫光灿比赛成绩就会很好。是，那这一次我们其实白银组还是挺紧张。
Okay, cool. Updating my little notepad here.
两位有没有非常看好的选手在今天白银
？So yeah, you guys know this is a crack lobby. No need to really like advertise their skill. The underdog is this guy Huo, who's like his name translates to fire. But yeah, all these players are good. All these players are good. Huanmie, Ice, Godlike, 62nd, LiLuo, Qitu, Ahao. It's an all-star lineup. But I mean, any kind of distribution, like this is not even including some of the other players, like Flancy and Here We Go and all of them who are also like Here We Go is also in. He played in. I think he's playing in the other bracket. Let me go ahead and fast forward here. Dude, the land. They're starting to advertise the Macau land a lot. That's going to be exciting. Who's going to the Macau land? Who's going to the Macau land? Dang, we need more female TFT casters. I mean, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. All right, here we go.
对，就是稳定，基本上大家前期都能吃到一个比较好的经济。你无论是玩二费，
All right, so this is the official intro for the VOD portion. This is the Chinese Pro League that has started for set 12. We have some really good players. We got 62nd, Huanmie, LiLuo. These are world champions. Qitu, Godlike, who's a really strong regionals player that we're watching right now. I mean, the Ahao, the guy who got in trouble for win trading, but he's also a multi-regionals winner. A lot of good players in this lobby. So let's see how the Chinese meta is also developing, if they have anything up their sleeves. But it's just more like kind of watching how the CN League's going to develop. It's cool because they have like a 3-week tiered system based on how you do in the round of 16. You get seeded to like a gold or a silver bracket, and then based off that bracket result, you get points for your overall standings.
地图是公家索兹甲的一个开局，但是还好是有个2星的莉莉娅在前排，因为
Okay, so they got their overlay up. In China in particular, I wonder, like, basically we have to be paying attention to how they're gonna be handling reroll for the most part, because China in general has always been trying to push the tempo of reroll. Like, they'll be way more aggressive in 10 to 0, so that's something to pay attention to. Rolls Spellblades. This guy rolls Spellblades. Or did he roll Pilfer? Maybe he rolled Pilfer. He maybe rolled Pilfer. Sometimes it looks really close. He took Molten Caramel and Slam Crown Guard. Interesting. This guy gets Spider Queen, Spellblades, and Fortune. That's Huanmei's spot. He took Fortune. I think I wouldn't take Fortune. I think I would take the guaranteed top 4 reroll. I think I'd take Spider Queen. I guess I didn't see how many items he had. Double Ruden's Hurricane Category 5. Jace. If I had enough days of vacation left, I would have going to the next open. Talking about Macau. Yeah, sorry. It's if you are not able to come to Macau, you have to wait another year. Brutal. Oh, this guy started off with Fairy. Oh, yes, Flexible. I see. Do you guys think the nerf to Flexible coming up soon is going to meaningfully change this augment, or do you think it's not going to do anything? Like, it's still going to be broken? They're nerfing it from like 25 to 10 HP or something per emblem. That sounds like a lot, percentage-wise. So now if you have 5 emblems, it's not 125 HP, it's 50. That's like a lot less across the board. Okay, Gambler's Blade and Rage Blade with oh my god, he won that fight. With Shimmer Scale. A lot of people open Shimmer into Mogul's Mail, but if you have Rage Blade, that's like one of the few times you can actually capitalize off of Gambler's Blade because you just attack so much with Rage Blade. And then you probably... I actually like playing it into Callista more than I like playing it into Rise. The problem with putting it into Rise is that you just have like almost no damage. Like you play Rage Blade, Gambler's Blade, and you have like attack speed, attack speed, attack speed, and then even if you put like Death Cap or something like that, it feels like Rise doesn't do that much damage. So I actually like putting it on Callista because it's almost like putting 2 Rage Blades on her in some ways, but not exactly. But this guy's carrying Ezreal 1 with double Runins. All right, I am ready to be disappointed. Wait a second, category 5. Whoa, this ice guy is a genius. Okay, he just kept rolling bombs though. His portal just bombed like twice in a row. Nah. Okay. I mean, that's like if you can bomb everything every round and ruins Hurricane, like surely you kill everything. Who won the Don't Dive You Don't Know Fantasy Draft? Oh, I have to kind of tally that up. I have to tally that up. I have to look it up. Usually there are people like helping me with it, but a lot of those people are out on vacation or like away. Oh, if you want to look and help me calculate, just go to the Twitter. If you want to look at the score sheet, you can just look at this scores for the Tactician's Cup. That'd be really helpful. I usually just do it manually myself. Double down. Okay, so he's open forting to try and grief the fortune player against Huanmie. A lot of people are doing this stuff. They're carrying Seraphine 1. I'm doing that a little bit more often as well. Not because it's like super good, but because I think Seraphine is just a good item holder, and she fulfills her roles of 1 cost really well. She knows her role. Pyro Emblem with a Deathblade Slam. This guy's trying to go Pyro Smolder. A fast 8 player. So there's a bunch of reroll. There's Fortune player, there's Double Down, and then there's Pyro player. I don't know what this Rage Blade Gambler's Blade is exactly gonna play, because there's a possibility he might go into Jinx. But there's a double Runins category 5 player. I don't think. I mean, like, so category 5 times 2 usually is Jinx, but if the other guy wants to go Gambler's Blade, Rage Blade in the Jinx, I don't know if there's any alternative. I guess you could just tempo and put it on like Callista Varus. Who was it called? Disco was trying to convince me that Pyro Varus is really good with Runin's Hurricane because the Pyro activates off of Runins. Apparently it executes. I don't know if that's actually true, but if it is, that's pretty interesting. Gold Orb, Spatula. Does that change anything? You can go Portal Emblem now, or Frost. And then you play. Okay, so then what you would do in that situation would be you play Portal, and then you split your items. So you go Rage Blade, Rise, Gambler's Blade, and like Nami, and then AP items on Rise after that. So like Rage Blade, like Death Cap, stuff like that. But then you're using like one of your rods, which is kind of problematic. 87. Dude, what the heck? Oh my god, it's 100 gold. This guy has 100 gold, and he griefs the fortune player. Oh my god. These guys sold to 90 gold and 100 gold. That is so degen. Oh man, that's too funny. Got Eldritch Emblem. I think I would just play around the fairy though. Second Augment, Transfiguration, Stand United, Pandora's. I mean, Transfiguration, probably something that Ice would think about. But I'm not happy about it. Oh, you guys offered Portal.
嗯，
Dude, someone got the flexible guy got support golem. Come on, man, that's just cheating.
这边
Replication, and he didn't get rod. He wanted
有
rods.
点点少，
Replication is really good for Rumble because you need 3 rods for Biss, and sometimes you go 4 rods.
就是兄弟们都二了，但是兰博没有。
It wouldn't surprise me if True Biss Rumble was like death cap.
是
Okay, probably not. Probably like maybe like BT or something like that. But it wouldn't surprise me if True Biss Rumble
阿豪这边选择了个羁绊
was
比较
like
松
6
散
rods.
应该是想在6级7级的时候先把羁绊给追出来，因为他已经拉7了嘛。
阿豪这边嘛，阿豪主要是经济太好了，他应该是会一个8口，
Okay.
就是把阵容递出来，顺便也把羁绊给7羁绊给抽出来，把那个
是的
奖励给拿了。
This guy rolled down and lost. That's actually a really bad sign. I feel like Rumble Molten Caramel is just not at the level of other hero augments.
60这边的蓝牌真的很顺啊，底下还有一张塔。
I looked at the stats. I've played it, and I think it just falls off too hard late game. And if you don't streak mid game, like Qitu is not streaking, you end up encountering some really difficult,
3到3 7级
like you run into some really difficult boards, and you just start bleeding too much HP. So I personally don't like Rumble that much. There's some theorize that we're still not playing Rumble optimally, and that could be true. But it's hard to think about like what you want to do because 4 Vanguard got nerfed and that affects Rumble a lot. But if you're cutting Vanguard, you're making Rumble weaker. Then what do you play? Like Preserver Arcana? That's a little bit impractical because those traits get really online when you hit the 5 costs. So there's a little bit of awkwardness around that. I think the conclusion that I came to was that you play Molten Caramel from like a really high tempo position. Like if you can snowball and have slammable items immediately, like you already have a BT or you already have like a good rod item, so on and so forth.
因为没得选了，拿个贵点的3块眼泪。
是，看一下超哥这边第二个羁绊追踪给到的是。
I mean, Godlight looks really good. This spot looks really good.
就这两个都是。
He's got his Callista items already ready to go. China also likes playing around Fairy. I know that for a fact. You guys probably saw my patch notes rundown. If you guys saw it yesterday, I was gassing up Fairy of thinking why Fairy's really good. It's because part of the reason why is I was watching China play a lot of Fairy already. That's one of the things that I think hasn't really come to NA. NA does not believe in Fairy.
对，就总会跟你玩点捉迷藏。
But next patch,
这就很杀，一杀没有。
是
不过在这个阶段，如果说
next patch we might see it. This guy's playing mages. He took practice partner. He's gonna go into Vagar, playing temporarily around Karma.
是的。
Qitu这边终于2了。
这边企图也是2星的一个兰博，饮水做。
Open the chat casino. Do I have any mods in chat? Let me see. I don't think I have any mods around.
阿豪的话这边已经升回去抽羁绊。
The mods might be the mods might be at work because it's the middle of Monday.
对，而且就是有的时候羁绊中你凑。
L mods. No, don't blame the mods. Don't blame the mods. I'm just asking. Okay, so what we're gonna do is let's see, a little coin flip prediction here. You guys want to channel Gamba, right?
而且都是体系牌，都是他的体系牌。
All right. So a little warm up the morning, dude. The first thing Monday, you guys want to enter the casino. So just gamble on heads or tails, and then we'll coin flip in chat. Heads or tails. I don't know how many people are gonna participate because it's like the very beginning of the stream, but you just let it rip.
那还是差了点。
For Anzamot, I technically am. I'll run it myself. Screw it, just do it myself.
对的，4个5个都
Okay, this guy activates trait tracker, trait
对啊
tracker,
都是对的，没有一个错的。
and gets Pyro, Vanguard, Shapeshifter. Hold on a second. Pyro, Vanguard, Shapeshifter, Arcana, and Multi Striker.
底下还有一张卡。
Wait, what?
对啊，他5个都是对的，没有一个错的，这就有点离谱了。
That's insane.
感觉今天有点像昨天的红莲那一把啊。
Can't gamble in the Netherlands? Oh, well,
但是阿豪是完全走。
you can live vicariously through chat. Maybe someone can spot you some channel points.
就是你挑都挑不出比这个5个更好的了。
夸张。
Witchcraft emblem.
给了一个女巫转
Also an underrated emblem.
看有没有敲吧，敲一个一模一样的转子出来。
就看一下
Witchcraft is picking up in the stats, but I think it's like you play Witchcraft off of things like Wandering Trainer or Flexible. It's just that like in the past, people just thought like it was not playable.
兰博只差一
But if you get it for free in some way, without having to make an emblem for it, you can play around witchcraft. We put it in C tier last night for the tier list, and I think that's appropriate because it's like if you try to just play it straight up, you're gonna have a bad time. But if you have like a spot where the game is pushing you towards it, you can do well with it. Precedent won multiple games with it in tournament over the weekend. I think witchcraft's underrated. You're gonna make dinner? All right. See ya later. Okay. Looks like wait, the odds are pretty good for heads. Okay, man. Everyone's betting on tails. Little light heads, tails action. Okay, some people are tossing in some heads at the last second. All right. 3, 2, 1. Gamble. Oh, it's heads. Congratulations. Man. Good thing I actually revealed the heads odds at the last second. Boom. All right, this guy got fairy emblem, so now he's gonna go 9 fairy with. I mean, I was telling you about it. CN actually loves 6 fairy into 9 fairy hits Callista. My God. Zam, you bet on tails? My condolences. Pyro Callista. Okay. How well do we think the 9 fairy or the double fairy emblem board is going to do? He does have flexible, so he's going to be stronger than the average 9 fairy. If he can get there. He hit a Morgana. He put fairy emblem on Morgana. There are 2 units that do exceptional with fairy emblem in the line. Oh my God, does he win? He wins. He wins by the ZZ Rot. One of them is Morgana, the other is Camille, because Camille ties your multi-striker in really cleanly. You got Smolder, Pyro Smolder. Wait, this lobby is heating up. Okay, the Veigar player. But this Veigar player is so broke and falling really far behind. Huanmie's already dead. Dude, the double down player open forts and griefs the fortune player, and he's just dead at 4-2. Oh, man. You know what? I'm laughing because that happened to me. I was playing in a lobby with JD Zielinski. I took fortune. JD takes double down. JD completely opens, griefs my fortune streak, and I go 8th. 9 fairies value is only tankiness. I think you're underselling it. There's actually a ton of tankiness with 9 fairy. Like a lot. I feel like you're underselling it. Only tankiness. Also, you get the radiant items. You get the radiant version of the components. Like the fairy crown guard stuff. Okay, what else do we got here? Someone took reinforcement. Oh, he took reinforcement for Varus because somehow Varus is like really contested this lobby. So, okay, this ended up being like no reroll. What is going on? Everyone in China is playing level 8. There's like one reroll player, and it's the Veigar player. Everyone else went 8. Oh, it's also golden. I realized I didn't update the portal. It's like, okay, what's the portal? The portal is golden prelude. What up, Ramblin'? How you doing, buddy? Okay, Molten Caramel getting dumpstered. So we have one hero augment player. We got one Veigar player. I think there's a Jinx player. And then there's 5 players who are fast 8. I guess technically Huanmie is dead. He could have been playing reroll. I don't think he is, though. He was playing Fortune. But somehow Callista ended up being like 3 to 4-way contested this lobby. There's a fairy flexible player. There's the 60-second Gambler's Blade. Shimmer opener, and then there's Huanmie, and then there's the Pyro Callista player. Oh wait, I think he... No, this is not the Pyro Callista player. Varus too with Runins. Yeah, I mean, we talked about how the Runin slam might actually lead to Varus. It looks like China's doing that.
我再空一个3枚卡的卡池，但是这边也有点难低。
Double Pyro Emblem. My God. My God. Trait Tracker.
中期的人太强了，导致小法一波都没混到。
是，而且还有一点。
Dude, these boards are cracked. 60 seconds starting to fall off. Oh no, he won his last 2 fights. Really? With all, I guess he has 2-star Nasus, but he's got like 1-star 4 costs. He might have matched against the weak people as well. 19,000 people are watching Soju, 4.2 average, but down LP. Challenger LP gains are so unforgiving. I mean, it's also the fact that he's like top 10 in LP right now. And so the quality of the players that he's playing in terms, like they just don't have as much MMR to give him. Like the system thinks that he should be averaging a 3. So if he's averaging a 4, he's technically like losing MMR. Okay, Wukong 3 Jinx is a big deal. Pyro Emblem, Edge of Night, IE Camille, Pyro Emblem, Rageblade, Last Whisper, Callista, 2-star Nasus, 5 Pyro, Trait Tracker with Arcana Emblem. Okay, that guy might be the GOAT. I don't understand. He's got like perfect items across the board, and he's like perfect emblems. Shapeshifter, Trait Tracker, Pyro, Arcana, Vanguard. I don't get it. What a Bastos. Is someone playing Yuumi frontline? Oh, I mean that's not banned in China. It's banned in Americas for some reason, but it's not banned in China. Okay, we're at 8 fairy. We're looking for 9. Oh, we have 9 fairy. We have 9 fairy. Yo, okay. Do you guys not think 9 fairy wins this lobby? Holy shit! His Rakan just wraps straight to Veigar. Look at this. Veigar can't attack anyone else, so there's just no more damage being dealt. He can't. He's just tickling the Rakan. Oh my god. Yeah. Let's just keep going with Trait Tractor. All right, sounds good. Yeah, Trait Tractor. Kona. Have you guys ever driven a tractor before? I have. I did it one time for a StarCraft video because it was, you know how like the workers mine minerals and gases stuff like that, and like the human race called Terrans have like vehicles that go farm that stuff. So it was like, oh, are StarCraft players able to actually use a tractor? So I did. And that was I just let you know that you should not allow me around heavy machinery. If you thought my Asian driving was bad enough, just wait till you put me behind a tractor. Okay, 3 people dead. The Molten Caramel player went 7th. It did not look like some of these fast A boards paid off. LiLuo died with, that was the 5 Pyro. Dude, I feel bad. He took Pyro Emblem at 2-1, thinking he was going to be uncontested, and somehow everyone just like half the lobby pivoted into Pyro. It doesn't even make sense. I mean, part of it was like the Trait Tractor guy like pivoting into Pyro and taking all of his Nasus. And then there's another Callista player taking his Nasus. Is there a VOD for day 3? Apparently, it's been stuck in processing for like 12 hours. Let me see. It's still stuck in process. I think YouTube bugged, but like the VOD is still pending, and it's still 6 hours away. It's been processing for like forever. So it should. I don't know. It'll be up later today, basically. I've been trying to talk to my editors about it. Is it on Twitch? Yeah, it's on Twitch. If someone can stall to overtime, they might be able to beat 9 Fairy. Maybe. This guy played Karma Callista. Whoa. This guy out here playing Flex TFT. I mean, Karma Callista is not even that far-fetched because you have Chrono that links to you have Camille. So if you've hit Camille, you can link Karma and Calista pretty easily.
5级飓风，
我感觉有点难。
In fact, when Karma and Karma Calista was actually a pretty popular PvE build.
设计师，
怪不得不是彩色羁绊。懂了
Okay, Jinx 3. Oh, it looks like the reroll players are finally online. The Veigar player's dead though, right? So it's Veigar, Calista, 9 Fairy, and
Man, I'm getting more dogged again.
Trait Tractor.
之前是输给了谁，但是没有追
阿
上。
豪有可能会输给5级飓风。
Haxor, thank you for 3 months. Oh wow.
是的，
You have Camille and Jax. The thing I don't know. Oh, he has what?
好，60真的，60说我是就因为大家其实了解
He rolls on creep rounds and just hits Karma 3.
拿的这个票吧，这把兄弟，你的意志我
Okay, do you think Karma 3 beats 9 Fairy? I mean, it should.
我
Karma kills the backline.
真没问题，先补一下质量吧。
因为他是卖了很多牌。
Wow. That Morg is also a big pickup as well. And now he can Yumi the Karma. Dude, and he can remove. Oh, I was gonna put red buff on the Karma.
也补了一个诺拉。
Do you need Gunblade? I guess like there's 2 ways to think about it. One, Karma will just like deal so much damage she heals everything. The other could be just kill everything anyways. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
这个技能挂到了。
Okay, okay.
看一下啊
I'm a little nervous. That was surprisingly close.
今天没给出去，米六是有伤害的。
Can they Yumi bug? I think so.
这边2星的一个卡米尔，但是没有钱，
I think so. That's a Camille 2, but you can't sell anything because you can't.
就看
Board's
这
too
里面有
cheap.
没有变一下。
Dude, all these boards are insane.
这边直接卖它。
Whoa, no way. He got the polymorph? Oh my god.
3星
5费。
Dude.
说这个
Any bites? Giga Chad. What an insane situation here.
他这边好像是
Wow.
卖掉去专门刷这个4边。
Wait, this is actually so funny. She fears the entire board and she just goes and farms everything.
他可能要把其他的4费卡都卖掉，只留给这个卡玛
没有没。有，他是没有经济的，
哦，
所以是他是就赌这个4边5的，因为他觉得他3阶卡玛。
That is wild. I've never seen Briar 3 actually, so
比较高。
那60真的决策做的很对啊。
很对很对，这也
okay, I guess he wins. I mean, Karma 3 was kind of close. Briar 3 is not close at all.
然后的话，超哥这边的话，9发现
Dude, insane game. Briar 3.
基本上一直在输的，9发现成型了之后还在输。
Wait, the 9 Fairies player guy is dead. I mean, that's just an HP thing, right? He was
3
like,
星5费。
oh my.
说实话，贝雷亚的
Oh
这
my
个表现
god
好夸张。那也是恭喜60在这一场比赛中凭借前期非常好的运营，然后也补到了很多的经济。
That might be an out we might see being played for way more
追
often
到了3星之后，然后一波
this
这
set.
个
Like as the set
比
matures,
赛的胜利
I can totally see a world where like that play becomes more
贝雷亚
common.
卡就是夸张的一个
Nine Fairy lost to everyone?
给
Yeah.
了他那个贝雷亚的专属小饼干。
Okay, I guess 9 Fairy
确实
flexible
这场
sucks.
就是毕竟我们今天是20分一个登顶值的情况，我们60选手是率先拿到一个8分，但我在一直在
Box managed to 3-star 5 cost champions, 5 of them on the board. Wait, how?
对，稍微可惜一点啊，而且超哥他这张
Dude,
卡
Briar
其实
3,
外面已经有
amazing.
两个选手
All right,
两星卡的
screenshot
信号
this.
他有点难追出来的，也是凭借着自己对于一个经济的运营拿到了一个第4名的成绩，稍微让一点点。
I usually screenshot and post these in the Discord if anybody ever wants to find out what happened as a catch-up thing. Go ahead and run ads and get into the next game.
这个可能他这个
是5级飓风。
金色的嘛，就没有看到说彩色。
Oh, they go straight into the next game here? Okay, cool. I appreciate that. No break.
对，而且还是
All
是
right.
在野怪的时候出来的啊，就是每一波没有给大家太多的其他选手太多的防守机会。
Stream
而
notes.
且他上一盘的
CN Pro League.
因为他有可能会就是
CN Magic Pro League
研磨
Week
所以他5
1
单旁边的
Silver
牌卖了，去专门赌这个
Finals.
4边5，结果给他
是的
赌出来了。
因为确实也试过，就是3星4费打研磨，确实
So
不是
有可能打不过的。
对的，因为研磨的这个斩杀有点夸张。来看一下这一把一子同送，
boom. Don't say I never did anything for you guys. What if it polymorphed into Milio? You should still win. Like any 3-star 5 cost should win. Like you think Milio 3 loses there?
登顶选手60的一个画面，不好意思。 哦，这边开局一张金克斯，一张人马，
嗯，
超哥这边报了3块钱。
会
画面这边也是一张会啊。李洛老师这边。
This looks like champion delivery, I think.
并且一张次元听牌。
是。
And I believe this is checkmate, so.
爆眼泪其实就可以确定阵了。
是，而且他这个小法放的这个位置。
不知道还以为是以前的小法，
对
杀可以叠法墙。
对，就是让我感觉回到了那个，我说哎，这是辛德拉吗？
Melio 3 is really weak. You think so? The spell doesn't one shot and he gives radiant items on items champion, which is oh.
因为现在我们看完第一场。
But like, shouldn't he do enough damage to wipe the board?
就没有看到说彩色的出现，也要期待一下这一把有没有可能，因为有。
The whole point of 3-star 5 cost is it should just win you the game. There is a pecking order though. Like not every 3-star 5 cost is like 100% win. They can lose to other 3-star 5 costs.
你想玩大的？
I'm guessing Melio is the weakest one.
可以。
Listen, man, even the Avengers have like someone's got to be Hawkeye. You can't always be Captain America. Okay, gold start.
如果我没有看错是卓尔不群吗？
卓尔不群。
阿豪这边是直接拿了反响，选择了大棒。同样来看一下李洛神盾史。
We got Epoch, we got Shimmer Scale, we got Portable Forge. Okay. Keepers.
艾斯这边选择了断炉，开哪个呢？
Vampiric Scepter. Oh, he's gonna play Mana Zane into Mages. Bedge.
就感觉挺对的。
Vampiric Scepter Warwick. He has a Warwick in his shop. He has Warwick in his shop. He has Quicksilver.
要看一下画面这一把的决定吧，因为上一把来说的话，一个1积分有没有可能
Dude, he has two items bis on Warwick already. Man, this ice guy. What doesn't kill you? Raining gold. Oh, we have a built different player. Okay.
确实是容易被大家断掉。
The perfect war spot? Yeah, exactly.
也是遇到了正好也要再走连败的阿豪，这个挺难受的。
Hawkeye is a beast. I mean, Hawkeye is a beast. He gathers really important intel. And also, he's comedic relief.
这边李老师选择了
Also, he's got a thing with Scarlett Johansson. So I mean, you tell me who's the Avenger you want to be.
想问一下，贺卫狗怎么看待卓尔不群在这个版本的强不强势呢？
I leveled a 5 with Raining Gold. High tempo. I don't know if I think he needed to push here. Guy double slammed. Wait, there's 2 Veigar players. Replication plus the Portable Forge player. I mean, China knows Veigar's really high win rate. I think if you start Mordekaiser Veigar, your start's insane. Okay, open fort. 2 gloves? Wait, how did he get 2 gloves? Oh, he must have got a Reforger. Reforger and a Remover. The Tinker.
是的，
然后经济非常好。
So if he reforged something, he kept tier. He's thinking AP. I feel like what doesn't kill you into Callista is like the best setup for it because you have so much econ and resources. Like what doesn't kill you is basically like a less volatile version of Fortune. You just get you get extra components and you get a bunch of extra gold, which is just what Fortune is. You play close out of Fortune, right? I don't understand the Slammin augment. Can you explain? Slammin says you get 2 extra EXP per round, so you get 2 extra gold per round if you have all of your items committed onto champions that are on your board. The thing about it is that you don't always want to have your items combined on a champion, so sometimes you spread them out. Let's say you have a tier and you really want blue buff and not like adaptive or Shojin. Sometimes you might just like put components spread out on your board as opposed to actually... Oh, he hits Hui 2 from champion delivery. Oh my god. So consumables items. Oh yeah, not reforgers and magnetic removers. It's just components. Just components or artifacts or like items that give you power. Consumables don't count. Hui reroll probably. Oh wait, he's playing build different. I mean, maybe you keep Hui for a long time because it's a build different board, so it doesn't matter nearly as much. I can actually see it. I can see it. You could just like keep Hui and have him item hold for a really long
是
time.
直接拿了6口背端了嘛？
Also, with I think one thing really underrated about Build Different is
因为画面
3 cost reroll and Build Different because you can actually hit 3 cost 3 stars at level 8. It's just not really common.
空城
One example of a really good 3 cost for Build Different is Jinx because she just cares about attack speed. So you give her the attack speed with Build Different and she thrives. Even though she kind of wants Hunter, as you guys know, Sugarcraft isn't really a trait on her right now.
还是挺有强
So you could build different Jinx.
就狂暴体系
But
我觉得
you're not like
呃
rolling on 7 because you need the 4 cost
都
still.
是一个很不错的选择，而且看这一把是有人去选择玩3费卡的。那相对比而言，我卡特的
Brian, can we somehow put the English title on these names so we can see who it is? I only know 62nd of all the other names are in Chinese. I can't because these standings change based on their HP. So,
只有安豪一个人5连胜
I don't know how to dynamically do that. I would have to have a program that reads their inputs and like changes accordingly. I can tell you who they are. This is Ahao. This is Huanmie. This is 62nd. This is Huo, who's fire. He's the underdog here.
他这个应该
I think he went 8th in the first game. This is LiLuo, set 6 world champion. Huanmie, set 5 world champion. Ahao, 2 times regional winner. Ice, set 10 worlds participant. This is Qitu,
是根据自己
regionals
的
winner.
装备
Godlike, who's made like every regionals. And 62nd, who's made it to multiple worlds as well.
超哥的话这边就是金丝猴了，
是这边敲出一个拳头，
He's going Kassadin?
很纠结。
Quicksilver? Wait, did he reforge the sword?
超哥的话这边就是金丝，
Oh, he reforged Tier. Okay. I mean, tiers are a little bit awkward to use. Like, you can play Hodge, but...
很纠结。
这
装备做不了银血，直接
Kassadin, I think, is...
是的，
嗯
I don't know about you guys, but I personally think Ash Jax is more consistent than Kassadin.
图这边正义加银血，
Because, Kassadin has some... Like, Kassadin is not very good unless you 2-star him very early and you have a good board around him. And, he kind of just falls off anyways.
好了，
对。
Unless you have, like, the Giga
因为
setup for
这个
him.
魔杖的出现也
I guess
是
Keepers is part of the
会
Giga
让你
setup,
保一波
so...
连胜我就还觉得
Keepers
前
could
期
probably be a
如果
reason
带
for it,
点
but I
风
feel
这
like
样的
Ash
话
Jax
1
is
块
more.
钱换一波连胜还是很值得的。刷了一个白色，来看一下画面这边有变形。
Is this checkmate? Yeah, it is. It's a weekly... Every week, weekly cup ends in
一
checkmate.
张卡莉丝塔，哦，这边是
And then the
200
winner
的
of the
对
cup gets, like, the most amount of points for their pro league.
能出
哇其实
2清4费，
说实话，就比赛里面拿变形，其实还是蛮考验选手的一个选择的。这边也是因为这把是抓不群，所以选择了
但是
变形。
有个尴尬点是，他是左耳，他不能落加那个
对，
一起上
卡，不能
Okay,
加滑
silvers. A lot of,
有
like...
点尴尬，而且主
just
要是
generic
你要
silver. Wait, someone took Recon Bob.
你下落的话
He
就
Recon
卡
Bobbed
莉丝塔
his way into an Archon too.
吃这个左
Oh, that's actually kind of a low roll.
其实也可以。
对，其实
That's kind of a low roll,
在
actually.
的话是可以的。
I actually think he might lose some of these fights.
主要是这个无尽阳刀给他也没伤害呀，主要是感觉。
嗯
This Rakar guy is kind of a fraud. Oh my god.
装备又不是很对，
I personally think they might need to buff the baseline resistances of Rakon. He doesn't actually tank. He throws out his shield and you're like, oh god, oh thank god he shielded. He's gonna be safe now. Nope.
可以继续过渡。
For some reason, it feels like when Rakon casts his feathers, he like takes 20% more damage. I don't even understand it. He casts and like he has like
因为毕竟这个产
all the tools to succeed. He has 3 items. He's got like 4 preservers. He's got like all the tools possibly need. You're playing like I don't know, unify resistance. It does not matter. This guy casts and he just gets melted in 2 seconds. He's a complete fraud.
2阶段拉6倍段的，其实那一波他的经济只有
Somehow we ended up with 3 swords. Deathblade, IE, Kog'Maw.
2金币，然后在这个阶段钱太少了。
That sounds cool. There's a league leader in points autoquy for regionals. I think it's partial. It's under the official circuit. I can actually look.
因为
Let me
前
see
期
here.
画面这边的血量稳的还是很不错的。
All it says is the top earners advance to the grand finals, but I don't know what the grand finals
这个打宝的优先
is.
级真的在这个版本有点夸张。
超哥这边选择拿了一个攻速，有了。
Oh, by the way, Fire Huohuo, they invited world champions, they invited regional champions, they invited regional finalists, and then they invited the top player from ladder.
阿豪还
Huo is the rank 1 China's solo queue player.
可以考虑
可以考虑次元。
这就是超哥吗？
对，一下子5圈来了。
For each week, 16 players are split into 2 lobbies of games. Top 4 advance to the gold bracket. Bot 4 advance to the silver bracket. Each week, they compete in Checkmate 20. 8 players are rewarded magically points based off their placements. After all weekly tournaments are completed, the top 4 earn advance to the grand finals, and the rest are
他们这边也是把装备
put
开到
into the comeback stage. And then the main stage.
而且我觉得画面这把选卓尔不群的另外一个原因，也是因为这一把的强化就是一子头。
They haven't filled out the next page of it.
对于画面来说的话，如果有
Oh, yeah. No, you're correct. In the grand finals, the top 2 qualified directly to regionals, and then 3rd through 6th qualify for the LCQ.
强度还是
Oh, okay. So this actually does have regional spot on the line. I mean, it should, right? It's an official league. So basically, if you top 2
现在是
this entire pro league, you immediately go to regionals.
输出对。
Oh, well, in that case, we should watch this every week, right? There's 3 weeks of this, so it's 3 weeks and then playoffs and finals. So cool. So I guess China has officially started TFT Pro League.
其实没有70多块钱了。
It's official.
就是
Every Monday, guys.
就是看
Every Monday, we'll watch the Pro League finals weekly.
就甚至有可能图图都会
And that's just easy content for Frodan.
对经济好，但是
对
风险还是挺大的，因为没办法过渡。
I think the fact that talkers use Rakan 3 and you aren't worried about him is telling. For now. Then they buff him and then he'll be unkillable
量还是很高。
for PV mode.
10连胜，
下波就可以考虑去卖一些不用的卡去吃利息，然后冲出2级小法了。
是的。
I don't know if do you guys think a weekly pro league would actually do well in like NA? I feel like people wouldn't like it if because basically it just creates like a closed system. It's hard for people to break out. In China though, they love this kind of thing. China loves like the idea of a pro league, but I don't think it would resonate well with NA players. I think NA players would feel like it's too gatekeepy and like a clout
像
league.
海格斯对艾斯很关键，如果像海格斯刷一个诅咒的话，对艾斯的上限很高。就是如果不刷诅咒的话，这盘其实也是 PV。
Guys rolling down for Pyro. Wait a second, he's playing what doesn't kill you into Pyro? Dude, does China just love Pyro?
真神来了，但是真神没
He's gonna play Rage Blade, Last Whisper, Varus?
真神不会要带银血了吧？
倒也是可以的。
主要是再凑他的装备也凑不出来了。
什么真神就在2
Am I missing something?
装备
Why does China love Pyro so much?
莫甘娜主要
They just nerfed it.
质量不是很高，然后想用莫甘娜去打一点，因为莫甘娜这个卡可能去把对面的卡给打。
I mean, he does have item collector and what doesn't kill you, so this could be a spot where, again, like anything could be good in TFT if you get like enough resources and tempo from it.
上一把来那么多，这一把呢？
He's playing Witchcraft.
对，6-0地跑啦，
6 Witchcraft. Wow.
6-0把把全带跑啦。
是全带走了。
I'm starting to think China doesn't play much reroll.
是的。
Like they play some reroll, but I'm looking around. Level 8, reroll, level 8. Guess we'll keep looking. Level 8.
艾斯这边选择了小伙伴啊，
小伙伴，哦对，他这个
This is level 8 as well because it's Epoch.
就有点像次元
Reroll. There's 3 rerolls and 5 level 8 players.
李洛老师这边选择是强攻，
哦，这波2星了，
回来了，
地道了。这边也是2星，
是这边也是一个2星。
Varus Fiora.
卢西安，不是维鲁斯，
滑板鞋换成了卢西安，滑板鞋
换成维鲁斯。
维鲁斯。
我们今天就是有点主要，今天我有点生。
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I don't get it. China loves Varus.
这2场，
I don't get it.
这2场对决看的。
Weren't China players addicted to reroll? Yeah, that's why I don't understand. They're playing so much level 8 and there's like almost no reroll. Wild. My opinion is everyone would like to play 4v4 teams every week, regular season, live on stage or online in the playoffs and the mid-season and tournament best teams world 4v4. I mean, yeah. I think that would make sense down the road once TFT develops a really healthy mixture of singles and teams.
对，
The comparison that I would like to make is StarCraft Brood War Pro League. There if you guys ever follow StarCraft Brood War in Korea, they would have Pro League be a big part of competitive StarCraft, but then there's individual leagues that are also equally important and a major part of the ecosystem.
是
And the pro gamers for Korea care about both. They care about Pro League, which is a team StarCraft tournament, and they care about solos. And I think TFT can be the same. Some people think it's like, oh, make 4v4 the main format. People are like, what are you talking about? Like, keep singles the main format. And I'm like, I think there could be a system where both work.
是的，而且Qitu这边有一点就是容错有点太低了。
对对，因为他走的是一个连败。
CN plays reroll when no one else in the world is playing it, and then drop it when the reroll is meta. That's exactly what my conclusion is so far. They're more than half the lobby plays level 8. Either NA is so far ahead the meta, or we are very, very behind
这边看一下李老师
based on how much reroll is being played.
为数不多的两费卡体系。
Holy cow, this guy's augments. Keepers press the attack, row rejuvenation.
超哥也成功的递出了2级位资。
Yeah. IMO 44 is a lot more fun as a spectator sport than solo TFT. I'd rather play at that point than watch.
然后主要是这套
Okay, that's fair.
没有8诅咒的话，其实是不是很强。
Manazane, Morello, Witchcraft Emblem. I mean, I think 4v4 is really fun. I would love more 4v4. I love it to be kind of a regular thing.
都还好，也是赢下了。
Part of the selfish thing that I want to do is why I advocate for fewer tournaments is because then we can finally do other things besides like 6-game half-cut solo competition. 'Cause that's basically what it is. It's so much of the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over.
是真神
It's just
这边
stale.
会有点不尊重。
If you think about what strategy games have historically done to survive, one thing that has been a really intricate part of strategy game survival, at least in the modern age, is diversity of formats. Even chess has more formats to play in than TFT, even though it's like a 1v1 no RNG game or very low RNG game. There's like,
比较少的，但是还是有强度的。
if you like think about it
你看能不能拿到比较好的海克斯。
very thoroughly, there is a little bit of randomness in chess, but
但是魔战就如果你不能
not in the way that
非
TFT
常有
has
强攻，你
has
到了4阶段
randomness.
5阶段就是会有点乏力。
对，这个现在就是上线。
Okay, this guy's casting board is falling
但
off.
是好就好在李老师这边4阶段前期是打出了一个比较好的连胜的。
4v4 is super inaccessible to the average player without a ton more competitive support from Riot, which we aren't even getting for the singles format. I mean, Riot actually, the last part of what you said is not true. If Riot stopped running tournaments for TFT today, would there be anywhere close to the number of competitive scene and tournaments happening at TFT? Not even
给
close.
他一个，
What tournament series exist outside of the official
量高
cups?
但是就是没
So to say Riot doesn't support competitive TFT is actually incorrect.
缩写了。
It's actually the opposite.
嗯
The only thing keeping TFT tournaments happening is the fact that Riot is funding it.
缺破甲不能。
If Riot said, yeah, you know what, you're right, we don't support it, we're
看
out,
一下阿豪这边小法
no tournaments
可
would
能都
happen.
没有选择再去追了。
There'd be the weekly cups that Ash mentions, and then there would be
选得上
慢滴
人口
慢滴，因为
对
EW
血量是
and that's
比较多的。他这边的话就不想
So,
让他们去刷魔杖
Riot does support singles like a lot, and they invest a lot of money. They invest millions of dollars.
这波小狗还在输出，
I just don't think that they're properly allocating the resources
光无
in a
界
way that's
这
making
这波也是买了魔
the
杖了
engaged
正好变
competitive
到了
scene
这
satisfied
个光无记
at
这
the
波
moment.
还真不好意思。
是的，
嗯，
They have their other goals that they're trying to balance, and I think that they can optimize it further. But
无非一直刷新。
anyways, the first part of what you said does stand though. 4v4 is inaccessible, generally speaking. Wait, reforged into a
不
Nashers?
把蓝 buff 跳成了一个纳什，
4v4 is generally inaccessible to
因为到了
play,
5阶段了，你这个有点不
but
太够了。
it's fun to watch, and that in itself might be a good
我们
thing
来看一下超哥
because then that would make TFT as a competitive
那这个还
product
不错控到了后排
interesting
输
because
出
但是
there's no real team format for StarCraft Pro League, but it became an extremely popular thing and product.
董事
Um,
我刚才都 都以为他要切到流浪身上了。
And you can argue that TFT as a solos competition is never going to be that good of a spectating experience
质量补上来之后
because of the nature of
哦，那刚才也是
the nature of battle royale and free for all. It's just really hard to track. I mean, Apex Legends struggles with it. Fortnite struggles with it. COD Warzone struggles with it. A lot of these like free for all battle royale games are just kind of fundamentally flawed of like how to follow the action, even if it's a good game.
小法3进就要点
And
上
so having a very, very different competitive product that serves a different audience. There's a group of people that want to watch TFT but never really play TFT. I get a feeling that a lot of you are in chat actually. I might be speaking about some of you. There's a pretty good amount of you that would absolutely rather watch TFT than play. And I think that that's something that can be
对，很难很难。
cultivated.
这波超哥也是被画面给带走了。就我一直对小法这套阵容就是
When is the charm patch coming to
赛里
chess?
面感觉他的
Hopefully never.
失分率都很低，但是
I like
选手
chess
每一场
the
比
way
赛
it
都有
is.
人玩它，甚至还不止一家。
It might be a little bedge to some
这
people,
个糊了的话
but
确
I
实
think
超
chess
过
is
嗯，
is great.
法杖什么都买了很多之后，然后3星就是伤害很高。
但是大
Do you think there's an avenue for TFT League that is 4v4 based, the way they do it for League or Val? Potentially, but I don't think that
很高的。
I don't ever want it to be at the level of League or Val. I think that like to have a traveling tour
就是一你要
and like make it this big thing, and the only way you can compete is like signing up for a team of 4. I actually think that's a huge mistake.
对，
I compare it to like how Korea does a team StarCraft League and then they do solo competition and they alternate seasons. Basically they have Pro League,
这个阵容的
which
话
is like
需要你
T1 versus KT versus Jin Air Wings, etc. And then they do solos
就特别
and they just
是
keep alternating that.
杠1 4杠2特别是
And they care about both equally. And then and it actually creates this dynamic where like when you play enough Team Pro League and StarCraft, you miss solos, and when you play enough solos, you miss team format. And I think
因为其他的
that's a way for
质量也
TFT to
很
succeed.
高
I think.
这一波
I think it's a winning
这个
strategy,
塔这个
personally.
solo 卡丁赢下来了，
尼洛这边的话，好像是把正义换成了银血。
是
I would never watch if I wasn't playing. Oh, I mean, like, yeah, but I meant like
就是
some people would like they find watching
在比赛里面我感觉
more a better way to engage the content. Like you would play 50. There's a lot of people who play 50 games of the set
还有待
and then just watch for the rest of the
再
set.
研究到底适不适配。
Or they play, or they might pick it up towards this like those latter half. But like for the most part, once they learn the set, they just basically stop playing. Maybe they hit like Diamond or Masters, and they just prefer to watch for the rest of the set. There's a lot of players like that, or a lot of people like that.
60的话，这波好像打不太过。
Like on Andertron just said that like he's like one of those players. So yeah, I think
切到这个
it's a really common experience. Okay, dude, Callista, is it all top? Is it all level 4 or level 8 4 cost?
打了一波连胜
I mean, he has Briar too. We have build different double Nami,
幻灭是把奥拉夫给卖了吗？
是的
double Smolder. He can actually win. This might be surprising, but this build different board can actually win.
直接
Oh no, we had the Cassidon player that preserved infinite HP.
对付费了。
攒点经济去递个2星的五费。
是的，
Interesting. Frodan for president of competitive format design 2025. Yeah.
哦
The thing about that is, oh, he's 2 off Nami 3.
看能不能再补一个2星的五费。
Wait, is he? Oh, never mind. He doesn't. He's not. He's not. He's not another Nami 2.
想留青钢印。
这边也上
The thing about it is so easy to talk in the hypothetical. It's actually super hard to pull off what I'm
因为
describing.
他也有强攻加神。
But I'm down to sound smart. I'm down to sound smart and not have to do any of the work.
好兄弟对战了。
I was taking a walk with my family this morning because we try to do morning walks and spend time with the baby.
而且是主要不是
We were walking past these like dilapidated houses. And it's like a really easy and it's clear that this project has for flipping these houses have been abandoned. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure we could just buy this lot
能不能开出
and make
7万
infinite money
西摩
and then
的
retire.
是有一战之力的，
是的，
好像不止一战之力。
It's just like a stretch of it's a stretch in prime it's a prime stretch of real estate
这边
in a really good neighborhood in like off in the suburbs outside Seattle.
踢出新钢印了。
They were taking a walk.
2星买不起。
But
下卡萨丁到底
those
能不能
kinds of real estate projects take so much effort.
因为现在很多
Okay, we hit 7 multi-striker finally. We finally hit Camille. We have Callista too. If we can survive this, We can get we can win, I think. That's Smolder 2. Oh my god. It's actually so close. He wins. Now he's gonna get close to 2. Yeah, the problem with that, what I just described, is that it takes infinite work to do that, and who wants to do that? No one.
而且是用狐狸在代替。
I don't know much of competitive TFT. Is there a dynamic duo league
面板质量也很高了。
or hyper roll? No. No, hyper roll and duos are a for fun game mode. It's mainly just for fun. There's not many people that take it seriously. Okay. I mean, I feel like Smolder flight pathing is going to determine like this entire fight. Like if he's able to stay safe. Oh wait, this is looking really good. He's focus firing. Yeah. Okay, build different first.
对的，还是
I can
看
see
站
it.
位。
这一波的话是尼洛这边的话是没有钱去拿魔杖。
对。
就下一波大家都可以。
The hard thing is there's no answer that makes anyone happy. So the real question is, will always be, what makes Riot more money? Well, I can tell you what makes Riot the most money. Stop doing esports. I'm pretty sure Riot would make millions of more dollars on TFT if they just literally stopped funding every single esports portion of TFT. But I think that obviously is bad long term.
对的，这个风衣很强。哦，这边是拿了一个。
Nah, it's advertisement. I mean, it's a really expensive advertisement. Let's put it that way. It's a really expensive advertisement.
但是魔战的话，恭喜。
Damn, build different wins? Okay. I mean, I was telling you how his board can win if he caps out high enough around the Smolder and the Milio and stuff like that. He didn't even hit Milio too. Beast mode. Huanmie went 8th and then 1st. Frodan, I listen to your streams as a podcast. Helps me get through my days driving this damn semi. Oh, dude, you're on the road? Hopefully your eyes are still focused on the road. Oh, actually, are you in the... Do you have self-driving semi-trucks now these days? Or, like, aren't automated, like, self-driving... Isn't that, like, a big part of that industry now? I'm not entirely sure. I don't watch, I listen. I mean, he said typing in chat, but yeah. There's lane assistance? Okay. Well, at least you got something to help out with. BD, Smolder, Milio, Nami is like the ultimate backline. You just play like whatever front line. I mean, Camille and Diana too are also great as well. You see that he has like no combat besides BD, although he did get Randuin's, which is quite good. Same, but I'm at my house. So both of you are working hard. Both of you working hard. How does CN compare to NA? Dude, I don't get it, but CN, 5 players in this lobby played level 8. And only 1 reroll player top forward. Fast 8, reroll, fast 8, reroll, fast 8, fast 8. That was the order from 1st to 8th. All right, I'm gonna run ads real quick, and then I'll post this in my Discord. If you guys want to find out what happened in game 2, game 1 rather, I post these to help you guys follow along in case you ever just want the notes. So in game number 1, I mean, game number 1 was kind of a crazy game. He actually hit Nami, or was it Nami 3? It was Karma 3, and then recombobed off the polymorph into Briar 3. It was like, yeah. I think now more than ever, there's been a big difference in philosophy between NA and China. NA used to watch China and copy China, but ever since we won 3 out of the last 4 worlds and LAN, I feel like NA isn't watching China anymore. I feel like NA is getting so cocky. They don't watch other regions, and instead they just sit on call all day and shit on other regions for being bad while they look up their augment stats on 3-2. just kind of snicker in their corner, like, haha, how could they build Shojin Nashers when it's obviously blue buff
Man,
Nashers?
I'm getting more dogged again.
And then they're like, yeah, anyways,
这样的话装备合成
anyone tired of these Mickey Mouse cups? My God, you guys' ego is so huge. There's definitely an element where the more people reroll, the stronger reroll is. Oh, 100%, 100%. TNO seems to always play first to rate. They always want to have that capped late game board. Yeah, it's very different than how they used to be. It's interesting.
才再开一个
No, thank you for the
装
2
备
months. Welcome back. Love the 2 months.
很舒
Love
服
the 2 months. And it needs to be humbled. Agreed.
4元嗯
I'm down to become Team Mort Dog and start NA hate watching.
不是很舒服。
Their egos are too big, too big. Like I'm down. Not everyone, not everyone. There's definitely some humble NA players,
应该是没有什么大
but in general, their egos are too
这
big.
个是黄金的粉丝，看一下有
我
没有
们这边这篇文章直接拿到漫游，出了一个艾欧转，
Okay, we got not today. Witchy
里
Wallop.
奥的这个会不会拿呢？这个也好像
Some guy hit Portal on his Wandering Trainer. Portal plus Bastion looks like.
说他艾欧转
Deja vu. Deja vu.
那有次元转
Wait, this guy's thinking about it. Does he have a...
九口，
He's never Rage Blade. I thought he has a Rage
4
Blade.
元，
而且是装
He
子
skipped
9
it
10次元
for Frost plus 1.
好像昨天是
Veg
超哥就有一把14元，
I took Scapegoat.
是超哥。然
Oh
后
wait,
有看到
Deja vu with 2 items. This is a component start, right? Component anvils.
迅哥一个14元，
对，然后画面这边是女巫通缉的波比，
挺糊的，6张。
是
嗯
6张。
哇6张了，那这个把去考虑走一个
BT
高
Witchy
度
Wallop, good start, really good start.
阿豪那边也拿了3张，
是
Okay, so we have a little bit more reroll commit this game, I think.
因为波比这个英雄
Actually, no, we don't.
2诅咒配左一嘛，左一
Okay,
是
so
传递的感觉
early augments, we got Portal commit, we got a Frost commit, we got a Witchy Wallop commit. We got I think someone took like a generic econ once. We have 3 fast April. We have not today, which is a reroll commit. So it looks like it's like a 3-2 split at the moment.
这太对了。
When's
这个
EU coming back? They seem to have really good individual players, but never show up at tournaments. Oh, EU's gonna come back. Trust me. This is the
对
player I
只
was
要有
saying.
这个有
E
点
is gonna
下
come
来
back.
就拿了资源
NA needs to be humbled. Their egos are too big. They don't watch other regions. They shit talk the other regions while they look up stats the whole time, and they come onto my co-stream
，S 这边的
and spread toxicity of like how bad other regions
对
are.
三冰霜的质量有点低，所以没有选择。
Soju called himself humble on stream today.
产生了2星的
I mean, Soju's a lot of things, but humble is not one of them.
对艾斯来说比较难，因为这波赢了艾斯，可能就会考虑去拉一个5人口去把连胜保下来了。
嗯，毕竟它是2星的狐狸，
I will say, actually, okay, Soju is humble in some areas,
因为总感觉强度
except when it comes to TFT. He's actually very humble about his success as a content creator, as an
其实
influencer.
外赛区很多选手还挺喜欢他
Do you ever wonder why Soju only does TFT when he actually has the tools to like be more than that? It's because he's actually very humble. He thinks like
因为它还有一个低费的独狼
he doesn't think that he's like that big of a deal. He doesn't think he's like that
但是他得要
interesting of a creator outside of TFT and stuff like that. And I actually
所以有
disagree,
神
but
器才能去玩。
he's actually a little bit too humble in that area. But when it comes to anything revolving the game,
你乱个
Riot,
乱个
balance,
开了个吸血鬼权杖啊
tournaments, like he's anything but humble.
所以现在会
So in some ways, the interpretation of that statement can be true, but in many other ways,
就是第一个强化符文刷断炉啊什么的，很多选手都会去选择，
是的，
就不仅仅是吸血鬼权杖
CN1 Valorant,
很
it's
多
true.
都很适合。
All I'm saying is, I think that NA is becoming too much of an echo chamber.
阿卡丽
They're getting too egotistical. And like, if Dishsoap did not win Worlds for set 11,
就是有很
we
多
were about to
选手
eat a
就是
shit sandwich internationally. Like,
不是
Dish
说
Soap actually
加一
saved
个
us
啊他可能收益
4
大于
months
2
of humiliation and embarrassment because NA got whopped at Worlds, right? You guys remember? Like, our Weijin went like almost dead
哦
last.
不好意思说错了是
And like Sox and Pocky and everyone, like we had like a worst day 2 of all time. If Dish Soap did not bail our asses out, we would actually just get mocked endlessly because double 61 was second, so double theoretically is next on the line. It's checkmate, anything could happen, but EU almost won again. And now all of a sudden it's just like like they're just back to shit
但
talking.
是刚才有一把我们好像看到一个选手是第一把里面嘛是打野怪爆
I'm just
的
saying, our time is coming, but I will say that
6张波比
it does make things more interesting, more fun. I like that NA shit talks, and I like that we back it up.
调的
But it's kind of weird because I'm so used to NA being the underdog in every other game and scene that I follow and partake. Except for I guess like the ones where it's NA driven, like Smash Bros or something.
前排好抵啊。
Like who's playing Smash Bros that isn't like NA anymore? For Melee at least.
这个怎么看怎
AMSA
么像是玩次元
流浪
流浪的。
大天使这件装备做出来是有点那么个味道。反正现在
Okay, so we got 3 portal. We got the Rise items. I guess Shiv. Did they fix the Shiv bug on Rise for next patch? I don't think so. Another Callista game.
这边
I think 62nd is
呃
actually the Setsuko mindset. Setsuko was Callista like every game he
这个还
could.
是挺强的。
I think 62nd is literally like fast 8 every game.
2连败了，幻灭这边的话是4连败。火火的话这边也是要去打连败。
I mean, that's a little cocky. I feel like if you're like, oh, I'm fast 8 every game, no matter what, you have to think you're way better than everyone else,
OK，这边也是成功的打。
or have supreme confidence in your own read on the meta. In Apex, NA is by far the best. Okay,
人生
true. I gotta admit, I've kind of fallen off following Apex, especially after especially after TS. My favorite team was the Imperial House Knife Down team.
已经7
But ever since they kind of broke up, I've been kind of falling off, watching less of it. Are they gonna fix the Yumi bug, or is it a feature? I would just call it a feature at this point.
这要波比的
I would call it a feature.
8张了，是不是直接可以不用递了？哦，没爆出来是吧？还是
没爆张。
我以为爆了一张。
It's partially why I think you just buy Nora every single time.
看这波，
但一费卡还是比较好滴的嘛，
不可合成转职直接不要，
太贵了。
太贵了。
太
They
贵了
fixed the 3-star NASA's bug portal interaction.
其实
I don't even know if I know what you're talking
怎
about.
么回事啊？有了，
有一张
就差一张。
2星莉莉娅
Just needs one more.
哦，
Okay.
3星了，3星了。
还不错，40块
对，。没有花太多的钱。
Hai bu zuo. Cassius said not bad. That was pretty quick.
不知道艾斯有没有幻灭碰到过。
嗯，
A feature you can't use in tournament? I don't even know what you're talking about.
可能会被断掉的。
是的，
Oh, you mean the Yumi bug? Oh, the Yumi bug is that if you put Yumi in the front line, she acts as an invisible wall. Like melee units can't walk. So if you put Yumi here, above the bard, Yumi ends up acting as a wall, and melee units that are here at A7,
电刀，他补了个电
or
刀。
rather A1, get walled out. They cannot actually walk
看一
past
下
this.
什么颜色，能不能给个彩了？哦，没事儿，
哦，还是的。
Spin to win.
还是今
今天是没彩的一天。
He rolls it.
会不会有黄金
He
周？
rolls it.
金色追求
Wait, this guy got raid. I think this guy got raid boss with Witchy Wall up.
应该会拿的吧？
机器还不错，但是拿了。
Golden Quest, top middle.
OK，没问题。
认可
Is it Golden Quest? I can't see. It's kind of hard.
金色追求
火火也有金色追求。
主要是超哥这边。
This guy took Pyro Emblem. Okay, China officially loves Varus.
是的，
但火火这边血量太低了，他就没有选择拿这个。
I mean, maybe they just love AD casters. Like they loved Kaisa as well. China had a Kaisa disease last set. Now they have the Varus disease. This guy just has this roll. This guy just rolls up with Biss. This is actually true Biss Poppy.
我看他只有大姐。
BT Stairs Gauge IE, but the reason why it's like people don't ever build this because how do you get 3 swords with like the perfect secondary components? Oh my god. This is Huanmie. Huanmie's gonna top 4. He has raid boss,
看到了
Biss
沈
Poppy.
选择了金色追求，一会儿
Like actual Biss Poppy. There's practical Biss and then there's like actual
我发什
Biss.
么好像影响都不是很大了。丁真的话，这个体系也是可以用。
Usually spectating CN isn't much different, but not knowing what the charms are is actually kind of impactful to the international broadcast. Oh yeah, true.
亚也可以。
泽拉斯也可以用，
能力
True.
多了所以这
就
把也是
好像唯独小火龙是不好用的。
Let me see if I can interpret some of them.
也给很多装备，也可以
Part of what makes it
这边如果是小火龙就上
part of what makes it
所以好像流浪里面
harder is that they're covering
是的，
the charm.
系统也是补了个
They're
眼
covering the charm.
就看超哥什么时候攒到这个金色追求。
Oh wait, but you know, if you're a true TF, okay, this is how you know you watch too much TFT. If you know exactly, you can actually tell what kind of charm that they have based off this,
它是一定能开的。
and because they're technically holding a charm.
幻灭这边的
So if you can recognize what kind of charm that they have, you know you probably are a TFT nerd.
能拿到牌。
对。
然后这波选秀也是没有铲子。
I wonder what team comp is popular compared to the States. You mean in China? They love pyro a lot. I can't even tell you how many times I'm like, okay, what are they going to pick? And they take a pyro line.
4元
They love Varus. It reminds me of when Robin played that pyro line over the weekend and we were just like, yeah, all right. And then he like wins with it despite not having a pyro emblem. They must really think Pyro Smolder is that broken.
超哥这边又补了一个发墙。
Because they have like Rage Blade, they like Rage Blade Slam and Jam Pyro Emblem.
是，这可能就是帮大家拿一下。
感觉超哥这边的话有100多块了，
是的，
100出头。
5 Pyro or even 3 and 4. Oh, they played a 4 Pyro. One person played a fast 8-4 Pyro game. And they played like Rage Blade, Last Whisper, Red Buff Bears. And it might look like they missed on Callista, except
看这波是不是？
that they ended up like holding the Pyro units on the bench. It was weird.
一抓其实是很容易打出。
It was very weird.
是的。但是能不能
Very
拿到更
unusual.
好的分数，其实对还是要看。哦，这边辅助假人是给了一个零
林
封，
峰，嗯，
好东西。
基础装备。
That's a gain a component anvil
那阿豪这
for
边
8
的话
gold.
是玩一个
So it takes a
中
component
方
anvil.
长期枪手，
嗯，
又会去主 C。
是的，李罗老师这边也是选择了一个次元转。
How did the tournament go yesterday? It was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was competitive to the final lobby. Anyone could have won.
为什么没有吹到？
We got an underdog win. Me first wraith won the whole thing. Second place went to Brazil, and then I think Spencer and Ripple got top 4. Milk went 5th.
应该是4杠2是能开的。
We replay went 8th.
国外还会有补到。
There's been kind of an emerging trend where replay makes it to the final lobby and then goes 8th,
波比之后3阶段
like in
的加人不知
standings.
道
It's really impressive that he gets to the final lobby and then yeah, he
还是很强。
just ends the tournament in 8th
场
place.
上的话是
Like he makes top 8 and then yeah, and then dips.
场上不是场上是13块，就目前超哥是120块。
是的。就感觉在
Any idea when I should roll for the spatula charm? I still can't wrap my head around charm
其实
tiers.
得算的，就是
对，
你到时候你
I mean, I think it's available as in stage 4, but I don't know if you ever roll for the spatula charm. I think that's like really impractical.
上吧。
I would assume that you have to have something like 100 plus gold.
这边是8次元
If someone said like you need 180 gold for that to be a thing, I would believe them.
稍微在地下就可以停手了。
是的，
Consistently making final lobby is pretty impressive. It's extremely impressive.
刘德老师
It's just funny that every time he makes it to the final lobby, he goes 8th, like in the final standings. This
找
is,
到第2张了。
I wouldn't say that he's the best loser. I would say that like
没有用的，
我这波赶紧给装备。
开我转。
like how do I describe it? Like he's like NA Bintum. He makes it to every final lobby and then he goes 8th.
是，
就其实也没必要去等装备了。
嗯，
He makes it to the finals and then goes
对
last.
睿智的提升不是很大，但是红 buff 青铜到大天使还是可以做的。
是的，这波波比直接切到了后排，聪明的波比。
And consistently making final lobbies is pretty impressive. The thing is, wait, I thought that was Bintum.
营收的很好。
Wait, who? In China?
嗯，只是
Or you mean the replay?
来看一下大家的选择。
超哥这边是想刷经济吗？我感觉他
没刷到
怎么感
Okay,
觉
third
刷
augment here.
超哥应该是想刷次元转，
哦，4元转
是
可以合理。
Big grab bag.
超哥还要再忍一波
Support cash for the Poppy player. Portable forge.
再忍一波。
How much gold until the Golden Quest player cashes out? He's still level 5.
补输出。
Frost took little buddies.
很怕超哥没有前排装，我看他后面的装备全是输出装，没有前排装。
是的，
It's hard in a reroll meta to keep your luck going for 20 or so games. Yeah, sort of.
要卖掉一点。
I mean, there is definitely an element of luck to it. There's also enough to suggest that it's not all luck. In fact, I would say that people overstate the level of luck has on people's tournaments in general.
冰霜小伙伴也能吃到比较多嘛。
大模就能开出来了。
Frost Karma with IE. Interesting.
其实五费卡都很适配。
Golden Quest. Here we go.
对，
Morgana.
干辣还行，蛮好。
Okay.
挺猛的。我只能说这3个装备给到他
That's a good one.
那么多对的，然后给了一个莫甘娜。
The thing is, you kind of there's actually some other really good hits if they hit Nora or if they hit
对，
就看能不能递到
Diana.
是
Both would have been insane.
没问
But
题。
Morgana is great as well. It's like you're not unhappy with Morgana.
医学也给上。
He's missing a portal unit.
就主要是，其实这张
Doesn't
单
have
3
Zoe?
个装备很强，但是问题就是没有抽上羁绊。
对，错了一点点，错了一个2女巫。
啊，对对对。
火狗这边是一个魔战，
哦，超哥这边直接赢了。
I think luck might play a role in the short term, but for over 100 games, the better play will have the better win rates.
能锁住。对。
Well said. I would say that in TFT, I mean, I would go as far as to say that TFT tournaments could use
方面这边是自从
like
他们
TFT
之后
tournaments, the better players are performing almost too consistently.
就是没有铲子。
Like if you showed the advancement rates
都没有。
of
挺
top
难受的。
of top players in other esports, I would argue that outside of like chess, like where there's like basically an immense skill gap between tiers, and fighting games,
已经开出了骑兵
that TFT has a very high percentage of top players advancing through.
LiLuo 这边2星的狗头。
Like it wouldn't surprise me if there are more upsets in games like Dota and Counter-Strike
那他这个
than
瑞
in
兹，其实
TFT.
他抽2期瑞兹花了很多钱。
Just look at Setsuko's consistency over the course of. Remember when we were doing the. I was keeping track of how many top 16s in a row that Setsuko
是
had.
有一张的，现在画完了之后
It was
抽了
like
一张
it was obscene. Like he was actually doing it like 14 out of 16 tournaments, which is like incredible consistency. That doesn't happen very often.
输出不够。
That doesn't even happen in some of these fighting games that I described.
这边的会呢？
I feel like there are way fewer upsets in fighting
就
games.
差2张。
这会是没有开枪，
I don't know if that's true.
只开了2枪，没有选择开4枪。
I don't know if that's true because the way people are defining fighting games.
然后超
Well, that's for some fighting games that might be the case.
因为他这边
But
大美
in Evo, there's an immense amount of upsets, like all the time. That's part of what makes Evo so interesting, is because it's best of 3. There's a huge amount of variance in Evo, for sure.
地道洛拉还是挺幸运
There
的。
are many upsets.
不过莫甘娜的盾很厚。
You know, for Street Fighter and Tekken. I mean, the best players often rise. Like the top 8 is very rarely. The top 8 is always full of like good players, but there are always upsets for sure. Are you saying you want more variance?
嗯。
No, I'm saying that there's already plenty of consistency.
是五颜
for
魔
top
突然
players.
有一张小火龙了，但是前排的质量狗头是没有2星的。
2期狗头。
There's plenty of consistency already, and for players to be complaining that tournament variance is too high,
看给谁，这波能不能开出？
like they're partially right, but us at the same time they're also not looking at the big
我
picture
怕
of
的
things.
话，小火龙可以开一个分裂，
嗯，
这边的话还是要递狗头的2期。
还是想补质
是
量。
很急。
Man, it really is like it's just pyro every game for these Chinese players. They
分
love
裂
pyro,
后
man.
甲没问题。
They love pyro.
在犹豫。
Are we calling TFT upsets a top player getting knocked out early or a lower ranked player making a run? Well, here's another thing too.
这边是上人口吗？
感觉
It's based off the way TFT is structured. It's basically impossible for a bad player to make regionals and make a run.
很杀。
Like at best, a bad player could spike a Tactician's Cup
法定身上是有椰刃
at best, and that would have to be some extraordinary. That would have to be some extraordinary high rolling. And
那企图也是第8。
even if they do that, those kinds of players still like outside of like winning the cup, they still might not make regionals because of that. Like
只有一个2期维鲁斯，
because you see how much NA has flamed LATAM and Brazil.
冰霜对，我 想说，感觉冰霜这套阵容是有东西
But
的。
only one
但
player
确
you could
实
argue was
如果
outmatched
做
at
拉
regionals
线
last set, and it was
这
Super
样子
Pino,
看
the
现
guy
在
that
除了
Soju
瑞
was
斯没有
flaming
二
yesterday.
各方面还是不错的。
I think Super
所以
Pino was the only
这
player that
场
was outclassed.
是的，
嗯，
That's one player out of a field of what, 32?
这波怎么我的瑞兹你那边二了？
It was a 24.
大家都是次元。
是。
It's very,
刚
very
才这
hard.
个大招大的位置很不错啊。
狗头的前排顶了很久。
嗯，但这边还是输了，LiLuo。
打不过超
I mean, this Golden Quest player should win outs, right?
金色追求嘛。
金色追求，
嗯，
甚至还在上10。
The dish up of Street Fighter would be at grand finals at Evo 90% of the time.
是2家要了瑞兹，所以超哥这边的话就是不是很着急的去递。
嗯，
Who is okay? But who is the dish up of Evo
拿了3张。
or Street Fighter rather?
其实这个点是比较难受的，就是你不递的话，你可能会输掉；你递的话，你可能把钱。
Because I'm about to fact check this if this is
这个点是最
true.
难受的。
嗯，
你等尼洛就是淘汰的话，也要等很长时间。
All right,
或者说
Street
不一定
Fighter.
被淘汰。
If what you're saying is true, I should pull up the results of Evo at Street Fighter
哦，这
and
边
see
是
the
有个
same
金牌
people
的
in grand finals every single time. Let's go ahead and pull it up.
没有大棒，
对，
就看选秀吧，看选秀有没有。
Graham Wolf versus Jason Nelson. Alex Valle versus John Choi. Mike Watson versus Alex. I mean, Alex Valle is a legend. Cali Power versus Xin Chang.
比如说像一
Oh, this
些
is Street Fighter,
比
a
较
different
老
Street
的
Fighters.
这种
Okay,
就是
2001.
给到一个
Afro Cole versus Choi Boy. Boss versus Chikyu. This is Street Fighter 3. I mean, this is different games.
因为这个东西很难刷得到的。
Daigo
很
versus
难刷得到的。
KO. Okay, actually, I should probably take more recent ones, right? Because
但
there's
是
different
超哥
Street
也
Fighters
想
all
继
the
续
time.
把我稳嘛。
Punk versus
那
Big
看
Bird.
这边
这边也刷了个
艾斯也有
铲子。
Okay, Evo Japan.
艾斯说
Menard versus
不能不要
Kakaru.
去别人那儿了
Angry Bird versus Menard.
也不要哦，
也
I mean,
没有
Menard's a
也没
beast.
有
不，大家都不想。
Oyo King versus Nemo.
其实我觉得超哥
Colin versus iDob. I'm just not seeing this 90% thing that you're talking about.
就如果没有庄子倒无所谓，但是有庄子还是要留一下的。但是我没有任何就是质疑超哥的意思。
Like people grossly over exaggerate the consistency of these, and I follow fighting games and I play fighting games. In fact,
对，
when 2X KO comes out, I'm probably gonna also compete in that game for fun. You guys might see Frodan compete in fighting games.
李罗这边
But I think a lot of you guys are a lot of people who
他甚至
who
上
use these as examples. I mean, they are consistent. Don't get me wrong, but so are TFT
对吧
players.
都是有很高概率能拿到一个大分的，
没有，
甚
就是
至登顶。
就是你很难去，不一定是能递得到那个
嗯
拆的打到数的，也不一定就是说你能递到，反正就很难吧。
对
是的，
如果你
这种概率
拿了
是很难的。
是的，如果你
对
拿了输了的话，就会经济也崩了。
主要有点贵。
稳嘛，现在主要是要吃分嘛，而且这样子的话，超哥也是能。
This is Hui 3, by the way. Shields up Vanguards.
没错，
Hui 3 with Bard.
阿豪这边
In FPS esports games, the difference between first and fourth multipliers are a bit different, but that's kind of big. They can make TFT points like that. For example, first gets 12 points and eighth still 1 point. Oh, we've done that in the past. They don't like how much basically high rolling impacts
我马上
thing.
挺难有
If you get like, you know, the Witchy Wallop raid boss setup like Huanmie has versus like that, they don't like that. It basically exaggerates high roll because then it matters when you high roll and how you high roll, and I think they want that to be a little bit more equal. It would be like in golf on like, you know, they would make it so that like certain holes are worth more than others or something like that. Basically adding a huge amount of variance
我
to
们
it.
铁男也3星了。
Okay, that's probably not a good analogy. I can think of a better one. Okay, Mord 3 with Hui 3.
超哥拉人口了，直接上10，上10的话下了8次元开一个。
The closest thing Evo probably had to a Jisoo was Justin Wong in Marvel. Oh yeah, Justin Wong was insane. That guy made the finals. Or Zero in Smash 4. Where the dude won like 56 tournaments in a row. And by the way, that's not a good thing. If someone wins 56 tournaments in a row, that's a bad thing.
哇，这个铁男好肉。
那
No one likes that. Like, why even show up? You just know the person's gonna win. There's nothing interesting about
还
that.
是少了些输出。
对，少个2000瑞兹的输出。
刚才是不是有2张瑞兹，然后卖掉1张啊？我好像看。
这瑞斯在幻灭的
Is there a format that they won't complain about? No. No. Because TFT players,
哦，是卖掉了。哦，终于拿下。
they love complaining more than they love winning. Like winning
输了。
娜美，
is not even that satisfying to them, but complaining and being right or feeling correct about what they're complaining about
大满的。
is like their ultimate
对我看到
fetish.
波比有点杀。
刚刚往旁边跳了一下，那第2个大来了，空到了。
OK，这波赢了。
Oh,
冰霜
Varus?
的话
S
被带
的话
走了，
第5名，大连胜第5名。
他的2星维鲁斯来的实在是太晚了。
Like in Yu-Gi-Oh, players like Joshua Schmidt and Jesse Cotton are the best players in history, but they don't make the finals every tournament appearance, but they do always make the top every tournament. I think everyone kind of understands that there are a lot of skill elements of it. I don't think anyone here thinks there's no skill in TFT. I don't even think people are in the camp that like TFT has like too much variance. I just think that people overstate how much luck plays a factor. It does play a factor, and it plays a significant factor. I think they overstate how much, and I think they also overstate how consistent other players are in other games, or how consistent the results are in other games.
哦，也是把60抬走了。
Like people use fighting games as an example. The better player always wins. It's just not true.
19分，就差1分。
And if that was true, no one would play in tournaments.
那也就是说60
But they use that as a way to like emphasize their point of like how the game has too much luck. Is TFT Academy working?
但是还是得要去拿高分的，因为第2名的积分也是蛮高的。
Yep. I pulled it up.
随机效果，其实这个有点赌的。
Made some changes since yesterday.
OK，没有选择拿随机效
You can
果。
always check it. We started adding what we actually changed and why.
发的特别好的
Like
话
if we change something, we say like, oh, we changed the item priority.
刷新次数就很亏。
So it's probably on you.
什么4个庄子呀，或者是加血量那个还挺好的。
对，因为是最后可以说是最后一波了。
大家都是一波容错了。这波没有哦，对到了，也算是对到了。后壁被控了。
Rise versus Rise. Portal versus
OK，直接
Bastion Poppy.
抬走。
Raid boss Poppy goes third. Oh. And Hui goes second? Oh no, Hui's dead.
那么
Oh, it's a third.
是的，也是恭喜超哥
恭。喜。
这一把
I mean, getting Portal off Wandering Trainer is just cheating. It's just so good. It's so good. It's disgusting. But Hui, we saw a Hui game as well. That's cool. Okay, this game was a little bit more on the reroll side of things. This game's a little bit more on the reroll.
成绩其实
We had Blasters,
拿下
Poppy,
是一个很不错的成绩。那
Callista. So we had 2-2 split in the top 4.
林峰帮他稳到了一个很好的成绩，并且他的好来看看积分，
Let me rewind a little bit.
然后以及企图的无烟
Oh no, it's fast 8, fast 8, fast 8. Dude, it's still a 5-3 split. That's so interesting. It's still a 5-3 split in China. What is this reroll meta that exists? China's like, I don't know.
好来看看积分情况。现在目前排名第一
Game
的是
3.
我们的60选手
So 60-second is 1 point off checkmate. That's actually a significant thing
田
because
超的15分
they have checkmate at 20.
11分，企图9分，火火7分。
Holy cow, they can play up to 8 games before they cut. Oh jeez. All right, 10 minutes. Is that True Bis Hui? I think True Bis Hui might be like blue buff Nashers. I actually think it might be the same as Veigar. I think it might be blue buff Nashers plus like a Shojin.
还有一位是我们的宝贝威，
Macau.
来，有偷学是不是？
我还在学。
宝贝威看一下。
Fast forwarding, fast forwarding. Here we go. Next game. Are you generally a fan of Checkmate? Yeah.
2星开
Yeah, I am. This is upgrade champion.
这要是开了个对的，然后拿一个一费的强化，
开一个波比，
那就
来一个波比的
太对了
加速强化。
I think this Hui is Hui in the unit pool. No, no, no. Hui is actually playable.
我们说刚刚的赌狗可能就真的会有希望看到。我这边有个丁克斯，
4只波比
You think reroll is more effective in NA part with how chat politics, i.e. calling comps is meta?
哦，狼人如果开个那个
Well, I think reroll is more effective once people start getting to like 5, 6, 7 players rerolling in a lobby. Because reroll snowballs onto itself. The more people rerolling, the better rerolling
这两
gets.
张辛德拉上个版本的话非常的舒服。
上版本直接起飞了，
嗯，
兄弟我胡了。
Buff Hui? No, no, I don't think Hui needs buffs. I actually think Hui is quite good.
艾斯好像是在比赛
This guy has a good Ash angle. He could actually play Ash reroll. He has 5 ashes and a bow. Wait, this guy has 5 ashes.
这边是个寒冰，
They're all holding the Ash.
寒冰的3费好像也有一套赌狗体系。
Isn't this fake? Because it depends on board states, augments, and opponents. I mean, partially yes, but like sometimes you're in a position to get it.
浪人和
It's important. It's even if Biss is fake, it's still important to know what Biss is.
我选择了比赛棋，
选了，
好像可以看到胡尼了，
是的，
因为他这边还是蛮胡一费的，就是那套体系。
体系牌都挺多
What
的
up, Cap? When playing Ari reroll, do you still roll
拿游神
level 4 3-1 for 1 cost or only reroll above 50? It usually you roll some at 3-1 because your shops are efficient
是拿了游神，
due to the fact that you can pull out a 1 cost out of the pool at a higher percentage rate of seeing 1 cost, right? You're going to see higher amount at 4. And then you also will econ up and look for 1 and 2 costs.
这边的话不考虑。
So I would still roll at 3-1, yeah. Do you think we'll see some Soraka reroll? Probably not. Probably not. I think Soraka reroll just.
看良心机器人那么变一个。
I think Soraka reroll is only good if Sugarcraft is good. If Sugarcraft is good, then you could reroll Soraka,
这波得要
anchor off of Sugarcraft
是的，
+1, and then get Sugarcraft with like Soraka. But I don't think that's
六零这边
I don't think it's a
4-6
practical
牌
thing
然
to
后
go
做个
for.
例子
It also doesn't even really make sense with its level cadence because when you play 6 Sugarcraft, you kind of need to hit Gwen, and you can't hit Gwen if you're rerolling on 4 or 5. I mean, you can hit on 5, which is really unlikely.
这个话可能是做不出来
So
的。
how do you get the 6 Sugarcraft as soon as possible? You can't. So the much more pragmatic thing is to roll on 7, but then you're rolling on 7 for Soraka doesn't make sense. You might do something like hold every Soraka, re-roll on 7 for like Jinx, and happen to also hit Soraka 3 while re-rolling for your other Sugarcraft units.
再变一次，
Pandora's.
它这应该就是一个
So this guy's going for Ari clearly with all the 1 cost. We got a Vagar, 28 gold. Okay, so this looks like a reroll. Finally, this looks like a reroll lobby.
刚刚看了一下神超
So far, it's been level 8 madness, but
然后牛勒是卡萨丁，这
对
边，其实还不确定。
it looks like we got half the lobby rerolling at least.
那很明显，季度这边的游神给的是大嘴，
而且前排
When I stopped trying to force fast 8, 9, my usual playstyle on force reroll, I started climbing easier, which I guess is fine, but annoying.
然后暴击留着做破
It's true. In NA, right now, to climb, you just press the D key.
如果我之后别的卡多，我还可以把装备拆一拆，就是前排，因为努不一定能3，因为有外面有。
But you guys have to be honest with yourselves.
可以这一盘有
Rerolling is kind of fun when you hit, isn't it? And like the way you play with charms, you roll for a charm every turn. You're like,
两个地
you know, it's actually kind of dynamic. I would say that out of all the reroll metas, this is definitely one of the more fun ones.
这居然能让上面的人
Like if you missed reroll, obviously that
做
sucks.
出来的人还能
居然
But
拿到系图拿到攻速
In terms of like reroll dominated metas, this has to be one of the better ones. There's a lot of different kinds of rerolls,
太舒服了，这边
and the charms make it more dynamic.
主要
I don't know.
这个铲子对面太大了，可能有
Like be object. If you guys like are fundamentally opposed to rerolling, well, I kind of feel bad for you if you do. If you don't like any reroll like whatsoever, I think you just don't. I think that
但是高蜜蜂又不合适
emotionally you need to make peace with that because reroll is part of the game, and it will always be part of the game, and it should always be part of the game. But for some people who actually are capable of enjoying reroll, I'm pretty sure this is one of the better reroll metas. Like reroll dom. Like the fact that it's so skewed towards reroll.
因为
Out of all those types of patches we've had in the past, this is definitely one of the better ones.
最怕的就是到时候会卡格子，哦，自己
对
变出来了，变了一个一星的。
不过上两学者，
What are the best reroll charms?
超哥市场玩
Stuff that gives you free
卡
rerolls.
丁，其实
Extra gold. My favorite one is the target dummy that gives you gold based on like if it's able to take small amounts of damage. The multi-hit target dummy one. That one's really fun. You buy it, you frontline it, it takes like just a little bit of spread damage and then or spray damage and then it just farms you 5 gold. That feels
我
good.
觉得很对。
那艾斯的连败就断了。
S 这边就有点伤了。
Is this for sure one of the best? Nowhere near set 9.5 or 10. Yeah. I think set 10 reroll was like kind of bad. Super fan plus X units.
其实就是玩小法师。
Super fan Senna. Super fan
这边的话已经5张了。他很可能这盘我感觉前排
what are the other ones?
太多了
They're so forgettable, man. I don't remember.
猴子这一套
Seraphine. Yeah.
感觉收益可能
Super fan X. I mean, that was just like,
发了鲁鲁
yeah,
这边是有一张
veg. You couldn't even hit Echo 2 because it was so contested.
逃早了，
Imagine hitting Echo 2 or Nico 2
如
in
果
Super
来格
fan.
温的话
God.
有铲子有大剑
Kale, Riven, Yone. I mean, Riven wasn't really a super fan comp. She was an 8-bit comp. But I'm talking about. I think that this reroll, like, if you have to have a reroll meta, this is one of the better ones we've had.
直接做然后
画面那
有个
边
buff
是在启动，一直在花钱。
I'm not out here saying like I want this kind of meta to stick around. I don't.
也没有
没有一张狐狸
I'm definitely looking forward to the next patch. Tomorrow we're gonna be playing. I'm gonna be playing on OCE. So you guys know that I like to play the patch a day early and log on to
这
OCE.
些2000的是
So it'll be fun to try things out.
是的，
S 的话这边的装备有点难受，全是
Also, Mordog asked me to play Chaos Mode, the new PV. So I might log on and do the Chaos Mode PV on OCE. It'll be fun. But I will say that out of all the reroll metas we ever had, this has to be one of the best ones.
今天又是看不了
It just
彩
has
的
to be. It's really not that bad,
神超那边是有抹战哎，他
relatively speaking.
有点可惜，
可能会考虑。
对，
艾斯
但那
精神，哦，艾斯是拿
卡丁那
Golden Quest top right
哦，
是的，
and the bottom right.
那这把也有一家金色追求
因。为 S 的话是70多块钱，好像现在好像是80块了。
Okay, we got Road Rejuvenation.
80块钱了
也。就是4杠1就
Oh, it took Trade Tracker.
长沙卖掉的话是90
Hunting Frenzy.
Man, I'm getting more dogged again.
4杠2是一定能开得出来的。
Omnisciously, thank you for the 4 months,
血量
man.
会稍微低
Charm makes reroll so much stronger than Fast 9. You get to buy a charm every round. Yeah, like we've had the opposite of gold inflation. We've had gold.
当年卖被断的话可能会4杠2开出来，4杠2开出来
We've had gold deflation.
没错，
There's just so much less gold in this economy now.
不过 S 的话手速很快，就是别人可能2波第
In set 11, you just get so much extra gold and items for free. In set 10, in set 12, you spend all your gold on charms.
画面那边有看到是有一张真心左一了，
And the only way you can get gold is to spend gold.
花钱转，
You're just gold. You're just money laundering. You spend your gold rerolling so that you can buy an econ charm and look at 4 new units in the shop.
这边出了2星狐狸了，终于出来了。
左一也是3星了。现在就差小鹿和
Which player is arguably the best one in China? 62nd.
就差一张大嘴了。
I mean, Huanmie is probably the person that's had the most amount of consistency.
Man, I'm getting more dogged again.
He made it to 4 world championships in a row, but
就是另外别人要那个鲁鲁的那一家的话是
that's been a while now.
他不会去
And that was true a year and a half ago, maybe, that he was probably the most consistent. These days,
这边是花仙了。
hard to say. Hard to say. There's a lot of people who've had 2 appearances in a row, like 62nd. Has been pretty consistent lately.
我还是要输的。下2波，下3波
In North America, we actually have the first person to ever make it 3 in a row, and that's Dish Soap.
取出来只剩1波
10, 11, 12.
对，就没有容错，取出来之后就没有容错了。
嗯，也是比较薄了这一把。
对对。
Apple Shoe, thank you for the 4
现
months.
在得要纳积分了吗？
嗯，
是的，
Most people have Setsuko as like the #1 player ever from North America, but I'm pretty sure after this set, especially if Dishlip has a good performance at Worlds again, let's say he makes final lobby, I'm pretty sure you're just trolling if you ever put anyone besides Dishlip #1.
敲了个大爆，
刷了一个法强，这边是考虑做离子还是法爆呢？
做个离子吧。
离子剩下魔抗跟眼泪核和个双头盔。
Did you need traits like Briar Trigger build different? Depends on what you mean by trigger. Do you mean like can you play Briar on build different and get the build different bonus? No, you cannot. Any 5 cost that has a unique trait, Morgana, Xerath, Briar, they don't get the benefit from build different. Oh, 6 fairy. You know, I talked about it multiple times. China really loves fairy, and the fact that they're playing it still. You guys heard me talk about it on the patch yesterday, right? I was mentioning this. I was like, I think people really either are underestimating fairy or maybe China has a bad read on it, but they do play it every now and then. Not very common in NA.
3星金克斯或者不到比较好的装备的话，也是有一个很不错的分数的。
Briar's still a negative 0.34 delta with build different.
狂暴太适合了，很好用。
I didn't know that. I haven't actually looked at build different stats with that. So yeah, it might be that Briar's still that good. Add the CC. I mean, Briar's just a good unit, which is why I think a lot of people were like saying like Riot didn't need to buff Briar as hard as they did. I definitely think the Briar buff was one of the unnecessary buffs. Now it might be fine. Like it's maybe Briar ends up being like not like super oppressive and just ends up being very strong, which is fine for a 5 cost. Like that's okay. But I don't think she needed a buff. I don't think she needed the buff.
哦，装备报的也很对。
Okay, Fast 8 Varus. Golden Quest. Hey, speak of the devil. It's Brian too.
贝利亚，
这手速好夸张
太。快了，
是的，哇，确实很。
Oh, this is Ice, the guy who says he has good APM. Let's see it.
蜘蛛要不要拿一下？这样还能开个。不拿。
现在在
I mean, pretty good, honestly.
因为他这个
No complaints.
19滴血开出来已经很好了。
没错。
Oh, make red buff.
buff。
黄 buff 是没有问题的。
That was fast. Yeah, it's pretty fast. Ice is a player who claims that he can do 10 repositions in a second. Like he claims to be an APM god. Apparently, back in set 9,
最后一个，
when Think Fast was removed from the game, or was it set 10? Do you remember did any of you guys play TFT? Yeah, okay, you lied. Do you guys remember the prismatic augment Think Fast? You get your shop rerolls for free for the end of the turn. He takes credit for it being removed. He's like, yeah, they removed it because of me.
他直接2星卡利斯塔，并且
Set 9, yeah, probably set 9.
给了2个剑姬。
他有点对。
This guy hit Smolder. What? Dude, China is...
三龙，
They're kind of crazy, man. They just take Pyro Emblem, slam it, and then just like rush 5 Pyro Smolder.
企图的
Wait, and they somehow always get 2 Fairy Emblems.
没有选择做无尽，
I don't get it.
没有。
直接选择了个做了一个鬼畜。
Also, I don't know if this is even that good, though, because he's playing all 1-stars trying to rush to 9. I don't know if that actually is good. I think that you still need to play 2-star
如果
upgrades.
没有拆的话，
I don't think Fairy is like so good that you get 6 Fairy 1-stars and you rush 9.
他的主 C。
对。
But he did take explosive growth, so we might be committed to it.
并且第3个强化符文选了
Diana
拉嘛，其实是有点拖节奏的，但是好在有个3星的大嘴，先让他看看能不能把4阶段。
For sure, it was GV8 who got it removed.
是无尽不给贝利亚了，一定要给贝利亚再转件装备。
Grand Vice?
然后目前取出来2波都赢。
What?
是的。
You're trolling, right? Like I think I don't even did he even play beyond set? I don't even remember him playing set 8. Did he play set 8? I think you're just joking.
只要他无尽狩猎，狩猎狂暴这个强化符文有点夸张，其实我觉得。
When did Morello Cog get picked up? I feel like I started seeing it hell at the beginning of last week's cup. It's because Kog'Maw is low key a utility bot. Last Whisper Shojin red buff. If you think about what it does, is Kog'Maw ends up spamming and auto attacking a lot, and you just basically give him the utility. Like red buff is basically weaker Morello. Or sorry, Morello is basically weaker red buff. And you gotta do something with rods in that comp. The rods are either best on like a Rage Blade or like Crown Guard and other things like that for frontline. He rolled down to 0. Like I don't like the way he's playing this 9 fairy line. I think it's too all in. It's too all in. He's hoping that he high rolls too much. Okay, note to self: China, do not try to play a Varus or Nasus line in China, dude. This guy went 8th again. That's okay. It's checkmate. It's all good. I feel bad. Huo is the player who made it in through ladder. Like every other player was like either through like world championship invites, like they're a world champion, or they made it through regional finals and they're like a historical player. This guy qualified through ladder and this guy's going dead last. It'd be like if Bruce Lowell right now played and then went like 8888 in Tactician's Cup.
给贝雷亚一个回复，确实也需要到一个回血的状态，因为毕竟2星，对。
因为无尽对贝雷亚的提升其实是不高的，
对，收益太低了。
对，因为他是没有技能伤害的，也不是说没有技能伤害，他技能只能靠平 A。
Okay, looking good so far. Golden Quest players should win out.
就是技能去打一个输出的。
I love how China adds players' profiles with poses and neutral banners makes it look oddly competitive. Oh, you mean like these, like this green screen background? I mean, yeah, they just add more production level in general. Meanwhile, like, yeah. NA. Keck W. Can't get them to stream. I mean, I guess like streaming is they're not technically streaming this, but can't even get them to turn on a webcam. XDD. I was told they're going to make regionals players on the final day turn on the webcams though. Huh? Thumbs up. Progress. We're making steps. Does me first race speak English? Did you interview him yesterday? I did. I interviewed him after the tournament. English isn't his first language though, but I'm also having trouble getting guests for Don't Talk If You Don't Know podcast afterwards. I asked Spencer since we actually never have had him on the show because usually he doesn't want to be on the show. But he finally had a good tournament, so like a really good tournament for the first time in a while. Didn't know you had VODs. Yeah, sorry about my YouTube VODs. They, for some reason, just kept not uploading, and YouTube was being bad about it. So it'll be up in a few hours for tomorrow. It's going to be a day late. Basically, my editors kept trying to get it online, and then YouTube was having problems with it, so they went to sleep and hoping it was okay, and it wasn't. So, isn't Yumi first row not allowed? In North America, it's not. In China, it's like whatever, I guess. I really don't think it's that big of a deal, personally. It's definitely like something that is very strong to do, but like I feel like it's kind of weird to like make it like something that's against the rules. It's just very inelegant.
有点切不动狗头。
Titans, not today, Neela. Doesn't sound very good. Showtime and boss skills are great. Oh, I'm glad you guys like it.
哦，这波是
Arcana
是
emblem.
有几个转职书的，
Dude,
命
Ahao
运，哇，
Ahao didn't make it to
很
9.
急
He does
这
another
么
fairy
后面能
emblem.
拿
He could have
到
gone 10
复苏
fairy.
转，艾斯拿个复苏转，
艾斯拿复苏转的话，可以抽4复苏。
Oh, is this like the all rod carousel?
但是画面
No,
拿
it's
到这个
not.
命运
Not
收
this
益
Edge
其实
of
特别
Night.
大的，因为它3的很多。
加很多法强。
对，
嗯
又加了一个命运，一会儿看一下他那边。
这边的话
3命运
4个3。
Okay. This is looking really good for Huanmie.
泽拉斯，
没有位置挂。
哦，
Jinx 3. Mittens
这
Jinx
丝差
3.
3张。
Oh.
其实金克
5
斯
Pyro.
是的，
Is it visible in high elo ladder stats? That's an issue. What?
哦，这波回避
Nora
回来是没有
or
拉到
Yumi?
哦，这波最后一波拉到了。
It's hard to say. Like you can't look at stats for Nora, like for Yumi positioning. I guess like, can you look at meta TFT? Let me see. Meta TFT has a feature where if you open up its team builder, you click a unit and it can tell you its placements. So is there Yumi,
呃
Tower
和六尼，因为六尼
Nora
这边是
and
有上限的
Yumi
冰宝也是有上限的。
没错，
Oh yeah. Oh no, but like Yumi positioning is like the same, like top right, 59, 59, but like it's kind of the same as the corners. It doesn't look like it's really that big of a problem. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't look that big of an issue, to
但
be
是猴子
honest.
能顶住，
猴子顶住了，但是后排也顶不住了。瑞兹可以穿后排。
对。而且站位这边瑞兹是跟企图这边的后排。
Also, it might be a newbie question, but did they ever say that they'll separate TFT from the League clients? I don't think they will anytime soon, and I don't think they should.
双泰坦的话，双泰坦的你拉的话，你其实
I don't think
叠满了
TFT gains
会
enough.
就是你在没叠满的时候是没有输出的，等叠满的时候其实也没有太多输出，所以泰坦
From
这个
what
东西
I've come to
是适合
understand,
你拉的。
就你拉一定要有一个回复装。然后
TFT
需要
balance
如果你
doesn't
有爆
actually
点
meaningfully
非常容易
affect player
抢
numbers that much.
而且也要看
In the
自己
sense
的
that if
这
it's a
个
really
狂
truly
暴
bad
它是
meta,
高狂暴还是怎么样？
players still play the game anyways,
这边的话，光菜
and they still come back to play the game,
就是没有选择要剑姬，剑姬的位置换了巴德。
which may be a good and bad thing. Who knows?
啊，我说的是冰雹，长光菜。
And so a lot of the argument for why they would want TFT to be on a separate thing than a client is because people want balance patches on a different schedule than League, right?
哦，光灿。
光菜。
It's like what are the benefits for being separated from? We get to have our own patch schedule. We get to fix bugs. But does that actually stop people from playing TFT? Not really. And then what do we lose from it? We lose a lot of the easy advertising. Like the best advertising ever for TFT is the fact that it's in the League client.
泽拉斯
That is a
的蓝条确实
massive,
比较长
massive advertising tool.
这波画面也是一直
You're talking about like,
是
oh, esports is advertising?
锁到一
They
点
could
也就是说
100x
有
the
这个
number
而
of
且
views that they get from esports, and it still wouldn't come anywhere close to the best advertising they have possible, which is being in the League
对面
client.
是5复苏，然后5复苏的话，打那些慢慢耗的阵容的话是很有优势的，但是打狐狸这种爆发型的话
Esports is such a losing proposition that like, yeah.
60的话成功杀了10人口，捕出了泽拉斯，开了一个2命运。
Anyways, I just don't think that they gain enough from it. Outside of like, well, I wish that they could fix bugs and not have to use the League client. And it's like, sure, I wish that too. I wish Riot would fix things for League of Legends more than they would fix things for TFT. Like, if anything, like,
是的，
企图也被抬走了，
企图也倒下了，但是企图3星
we should just ask Riot to release League of Legends too, because TFT will be on it. And then we get TFT too.
对删的太晚了。
大家已经是高人口高质量了。
没事，结算页面挺好看的。那现在看上来就是60跟
Randomly dissing Legends and Runeterra. Nope.
但是
Nope.
的话这边是之前的积分
That's not what I said at all.
是的，
嗯，
但这波也
I
在
get
追
it though.
赶
Like Legends of Runeterra players have like an inferiority complex where they feel like anything is an insult to the game, like because they're just not being mentioned, or like because their game was not a financial success. But no, I was not dissing it at all.
就是谈到了狐狸身上。
I think Legends of Runeterra definitely was a decent game, but I don't think in the end, I don't think marketing was the issue. That might be a hot take.
一波没打过，就目前
A lot of Legends of Runeterra players might think that like if they marketed the game better, it would have succeeded. They had great marketing at the start, it just never caught on.
开始是
I think
出来的比别人多3件装。
I just don't think Legends of Runeterra ultimately was that fun of a game for the masses, and that's what matters. Like the people that like Runeterra love it.
10人口的大城，
The people that like Runeterra love it, and it's a great card game for the people that love it. If you enjoy the game pattern of it, it's one of the best that's like out there on the market. But it's a very, very, very small niche audience that likes that type of gameplay. The interactive, initiative, turn-based, passing things back and forth. There's a lot of good things to like about it if you are like a card game nerd. But there's just so many people that don't want to play games that way.
他被雷亚切完了。
还可以再喂出小饼干。
Riot also like doubled down at one point on Runeterra. They said, well, you know what? Maybe we just need to make the game even better quality. So like more cinematics and do all these different, I think it was like called Guardians or something like that. They like invested they even invested more. And they invested so much money into the esports space.
喂了一口。
这贝雷亚的伤害大满。
And they really tried. Like, I think Riot tried a little too hard with Runeterra, if I were to be quite honest. Like, if I were sitting there in those boardrooms and I was kind of going through, I'm like, man, I think you guys are trying to make it a thing and it's just not a thing.
回到了。
And that's not, again, it's not to say that the game is bad. I'm just saying, like, I just don't think it was worth the investment they were putting through. Like, they clearly stayed in Runeterra like a little too long for like how much they were getting back, and I think that they really tried.
贝雷亚
差一点点啊。我感觉贝雷亚。
All right, Golden Quest wins this game.
回上来了。
This was pretty expected, I think. But Ice actually ended up going down to 1
他如果做
HP.
羊刀的话，可能就能打得赢。
那也是恭喜艾斯。
But once again, no reroll, another 4-cost comp dominating. That seems to be like the theme. I mean, if you get to like legendaries with Callisto, I think everyone knows it wins. But
不太对。
对，金克斯3的。
reroll 3rd, 4th, cap high with 4 costs. It could be one of those things where like there's enough people going 4 costs every game in China that there's just not enough significant pressure.
这边是玩的你拉，因为你拉的装备很垃圾，所以只能拿个第6名。然后
The 9 fairy guy die? Yeah, he died a while ago.
10名的话是阿豪，阿豪就是他是。
太可惜了。
Okay, so I don't think, and so now I think multiple people are on checkmate because no one was on it
对别人
previously.
没玩花仙的地道了，他玩花仙没地道。
对，不过这边的话
Alright, game
也是
4.
因为质量的问题，就是八口
没办法
大家都递不出来质量，没办法，只能第8淘汰，这其实很正常的。
是的。那也请宝贝微给我们介绍一下当前的一个积分情况。
Investing into the esports side is a mistake.
然后咱们换面。
I don't think that's always true though. But I do think that believing esports is like the way people want to engage with card games as the primary method is wrong.
是有一定的情况
I don't think that's true. Most people want to play a card game because they just enjoy they want to enjoy the simple like back and forth dynamic of just playing a fun card game,
60和
want to play their strategy. They also like socializing. I think it's a big part of card games that people kind of misunderstand as well.
就是60的票，画面没少帮他拉呀。
30-40%吧。
对，
这把的话是金币订阅。
其实那几天拉票的时候还真的还挺好看的，我觉得。
我觉得是好玩的。
嗯。
You think they will unironically release League 2 for their answer to Deadlock? I don't think so. Actually, I don't really I don't really understand the hype for Deadlock, if I were to be quite honest. But that's because I haven't played. Maybe that's a bad take because I haven't played it yet. But watching it doesn't get me that excited. I'm like watching it and it just looks like
今年好像是到现在为止出过彩吗？
没有，
it just reminds me of like Mass
今年
Effect.
连续4把都没有出彩。
But it's like multiplayer Mass Effect
就好奇怪呀。
with like
是的。
Overwatch mechanics. And I'm like, okay.
这好难受。
It doesn't look that. It doesn't look like, man, I have to play this game. It looks so dope.
就
I'm
是我
like,
觉
eh.
得无论是观众还是解说都比较爱看那种彩区。
对对对，
嗯，
But I'm sure but everyone who's played it loves it, so I think you just have to play it. I think that's what it is. It's
对
probably a
像
me
因为有
problem.
登顶资格
Probably
的
a me
选手
problem.
其实
嗯
不愿意出彩，我比较平稳，我有机会。但是因为彩色怪物有的时候比较多，
对，变数太大了。
没错。
Why is Golden Quest around? Seems to be a free win with Augment at this point. I mean, it's because they want more like fortune cash out type. Like I think the play pattern of Golden Quest is really fun. It's actually kind of a rush.
李罗选择了一个运力不足，
Because what Golden Quest tries to do is encourage you to pivot into fortune.
还是想玩一把赌狗。
它
上把
这个装
的狐狸
备赌还
吃分了
是蛮不好赌的。
Golden Quest is like, what if you think about a play pattern where you decide to play fortune at 3-2 instead?
会选择用
哪个大人？
狐狸这套阵容去吃鸡吗？
但他的装备是攻速腰带加暴击，
嗯，
其实是挺难。
Okay,
就
silvers
偏物理系装备。
你拉
over encumbered.
你拉，哎，你别说还真行。
对啊，血手泰坦
对
加正义，
这太难
哦，那也挺对的。
对啊，就是感觉是可以的。
还真可以。
Provided that you can count your goal correctly. True. Can you call yourself a gamer if the only game you play is TFT and League? Because that's me.
狐狸的选手，
100%. I would actually say that you're like a true gamer. You don't play any casual games. You play the hardcore
企
games.
图是
这
拿
个
个
的话，
偷
这
偷
边的话是
League
实话
is just
是
incredibly sweaty now, and TFT is like one of the sweatiest strategy games out there.
嗯，
偏向小法师吗？
对，也有点纳什法
Silver ticket. So this silver ticket is really good for reroll, for sure.
因为就是
Multiple over encumbered. I'm pretty sure over encumbered also lends itself to reroll, but it wouldn't surprise me if they actually play it into four costs.
小法师确实
At this point, I'm convinced that China has so many people playing four cost that the reroll is not nearly as effective. Like every lobby has at least multiple Callista,
要不
Rise, Varus players.
登顶，要不老
Like
大
like Varus is contested every lobby in China. I don't get it.
现在画面就是要么我
It could also be player style, like it could be stylistic based off the players. Like maybe because there's a handful of players who like don't want to reroll ever, it just ends up making it better. But that's just weird.
你说幻灭会不会偷偷摸摸的去卡六零的牌？
Golden Quest is definitely not a free win, so you win eighth with it. I mean, it can be yeah if you get Milio or if you are at literally one life and you die.
就看他们
But
两
I
个
like
兄弟
the
哪
design. I like the play
我
pattern of
感觉
Golden
非常
Quest. It's
好
pretty
我
fun.
兄弟拿几张
Golden Quest is an exciting
幻
augment.
灭之前选择卖了，
I don't think people like losing to it, but I'm pretty sure everyone who plays Golden Quest likes playing it.
所以这边的话是一定不会去玩
狐狸了
那个狐。狸了，对，
是的，
就可能这个装备偏
The
向
design of Golden Quest is good. The power level of it's too high, but the design of it's good.
而且狐狸这一套确实。
I kind of think League is like a bit like WoW now. Others will pop up and may even do well themselves, but nothing will dethrone League for a bit. Sure. And that benefits TFT. I'm okay with League being on top forever because that means TFT will be around,
感觉就是
Forever.
想法
and I'm okay with that.
能不能拿到眼泪了？
Ooh, this guy took beggars can be
看一下吧，第
choosers.
三轮出，
Interesting.
眼泪祭图拿走了，
Interesting.
哦，
大件大件
小法
小法也被拿走了
也被拿掉了。。嗯，
我靠，
Golden Quest isn't the greatest at lowest elo, average and mid-high elo, and pretty good at highest elo. It's definitely something hard to balance. Yes, well said. Golden Quest is extremely powerful in the hands of good players.
就目前他的装备是没办法合成的。哦，来了一个
要
敲，
敲一下重铸。
The better you're at the game, the better
还
you
是
get
再留法师的牌。
at Golden Quest, and you have better mileage on it. That guy Reforged has a bunch of AD items, so he's probably gonna play
然后感觉还是很糟糕。
either warriors. Like a really common strategy that people are having right now is slam BT
哎
because
是这样
BT
的
lets you play like Fiora plus X or something like that if you need to go for 4 costs.
没错，
But the issue with that is you're not rerolling. But in China, that's not a problem at all. You just don't reroll.
运力不足。
Like if everyone agrees not to reroll, then no one rerolls.
挺少见的。但是运力不足就是，如果他二阶段能连胜，那
It's
三
that
阶段
simple, you
就会
guys.
有到补充
Just
就
don't reroll.
就
If
打不上
everyone
然
just
后
chooses to
也
not reroll, then it's a level 8 meta. Can you read the player names? I can read some of it, yeah. But I do have some of them more memorized. Like this character is the character for fire. Whoa.
火火这边也是。
You can like
两
recognize
家的
it,
火
but
的看会不会碰到？
Having the images helps a lot just to double check.
到了，都想吃50的利息，
是
而且谁都不想就是说
嗯，
特意去上牌
不想，对被断掉。
就是要断大家一起去玩
Adaptive
嘛这样的话
Archangels
就是自己的压力也会小一点。
Playing Rise. Actually, Rise is not very good with adaptive.
60能打出
Or rather, he's not
肯定这边
the
有
mana
竞争
item
吧
that you hope it is on him. How many are in checkmate?
好像只有 S 把连胜保下来了。
One, two. Oh, only 2
可
players
惜
are in
60但
checkmate.
是60
1919. Check. It's
现在
checkmate
又会过得比较
20.
好
Oh wait, I didn't update the game count. My bad. This looks like
S 的话
Gold
这边的话，基础牌 S 就是运力不足，
the golden
基础牌的
finale
情况下，就是
might be.
天胡开局了。
运力不足的5连胜，我想都不敢想。
It looks like it's a gold augment, and it could either be, and it's not golden gala, it's not golden prelude. So I'm just using my deduction skills here. I can read half of it.
会有彩
对
这边也是包了一
，S
个
这边没有拿，因为有可能
Okay,
会
not
boss
picking up
这个
orbs, which is really
这边
smart. When you're playing over encumbered, don't pick up your gray
因为
orbs
那
or your
个
gold orbs because it could be champions.
大家都不太会
And it's
去玩
not
所以
worth trying to
放
make
一放
1
比
interest
较
gold
适
if you
合
might
他
lose. Like this could be 4 costs. Oh no, it's gold subscription.
哦是钱，
Oh no, sorry, never mind. Haha, it's the over encumbered orb. Yeah. Okay, cool. Why is the Chinese character for Eldritch and Multi-Striker the same? I can't tell you anything about Chinese characters. I never studied Mandarin at a level to understand nuance of characters. I only know very basics.
所以基础都是挺好的。
My proficiency in Chinese is like a 2nd grade elementary school kid. Maybe.
结果连
Maybe
胜
even
保
lower,
下来
like 1st grade.
6连胜
I speak like a toddler in Chinese. But like they can maybe it's probably enough for Chinese people to understand me,
包
but
括
like
这
it's
几盘好像都是一直走一个年代的。
是的，换币
I
这边已
couldn't
经
talk
可以
about
说今
anything
天
advanced. I couldn't talk to
这
you
个
about
胜率是
politics.
100%目前，
I could barely talk to you about
因为这把
sports.
经
I
济
could
订阅就非常适
I
合
couldn't
这
talk
个
to you
人
about science.
嗯，
阿豪跟季图这边都有
Anything
专门
broadly
阿豪
complex.
5级飓风，
然后这边是有金克斯的
拿了，一
是的
个无，极
上
飓风，
金克斯，而且它是蛋糕开的，
I guess that would make me popular, make me a popular streamer though, because apparently that's the literacy
不
and
错了
speaking level skills that you need required to become a viral streamer these days.
也没有更好的去选择了。
He takes Band of Thieves, another Golden Quest player.
已经是有80
Oh, and Huanmie's at 22 points.
他上一波
Oh, okay. I think this guy may have won the game. BT
而
Rageblade.
且这一盘
That's like the most common setup that they actually have. BT Rageblade,
他对了，感觉
and then you basically cover all your backline. You have BT for Fiora, and you have Rageblade for
就是没有
Calista.
彩色，
GG.
但是很容易出这个金色追求。
是的，就只要不开这个那个男孩儿都可以。
对他在防，他在防金色追求。
Because that is the character for Occult and Magic. Multi-Striker translates to magical fighters, and Eldritch translates to magical god worshippers. Boom. There you go. Today, you learned.
60这边出了一个维鲁斯，其实考虑可以直接。
Have you had China on Don't Talk If You Don't Know? Not really, because the podcast is focused on NA. Actually, we have had it one time. I had Tanner on for a Worlds episode. We interviewed Shunga
那其他选手
after he won the Set 7 World Championship.
这边其实是也有
But
传两个字都是对的，然后并且有个大逆口。
it was only in pre-recorded interviews.
经济稍微在整场里面的经济不是很好，是有上限的。
In general, I think the NA audience only really cares about NA because I think their egos are so big now that they just literally don't watch any other regions. Like NA at this point, at least used to watch China, but now they definitely don't watch other regions within Americas. They don't watch Brazil, Latam. They don't really watch EU. They flame EU. In their words, they don't want to be
这边
tricked.
已经把钱给花了
They don't watch APAC because they think there's only like 3 good players from APAC.
对，还是玩
And they and now they don't watch China. Their egos are just too big. So
是的，
are you and Jizzle going to talk about the competitive format in the next episode? No. That kind of discussion is for
这就很
the
伤。
other podcast. The study hall is purely about the game. A lot of people don't care about the competitive format, quite frankly.
S 这边还在
You guys in chat might be actually the only audience that does. Like, yeah, and I appreciate you guys a lot. And that's not to say that you guys aren't important. That's why I have another podcast for it. But there's two different types of podcasts. One that's like purely dedicated to like the game, the meta, the systems, the design, the patches, and one that's like
阿
about
夫来的还挺早，
the format, the players, the story,
概率比较高。
the history. If you notice on Don't Talk If You Don't Know, we rarely ever dive deep into like the intricacies of the meta.
后面应该是
We rarely dive into the intricacies of the meta, and that's usually because a lot of people don't want to leak their own tech.
他场下
场上还
We have a lot of high level players, but they don't want to talk about like what they're doing very often to like give their opponents give away their edge.
直接来了一个洛拉， S 这盘是有点顺了，
Is it bad to say I don't care because it doesn't affect me? I just like watching. I mean, I feel like that's not. I feel like that's a really common sentiment. So, I would say that that is perfectly fine, and in fact, you are probably
对
the majority.
打出一个10连胜了，而且是运力的10连胜，他的装备有点多，运力不足。
Okay, so this guy is this guy Rise as well? Witchcraft? This guy's Karma?
10连胜，
What the heck? So we have like 3 Rise players, a Karma player, and a Callisto player. Okay, and a Varus player. Are there actually no rerollers?
画面这边感觉4-1就可以开出来了。
因为金币订阅140
I mean, okay, this guy's probably Callisto. This guy's probably Callisto.
就看来
He's
这
just playing Varus temporarily.
看他给什么了。
来个什么前排其实挺好的，因为你就是他现在身上的装备是有个银血在的嘛。白
What's the other podcast called? It's Study Hall. Just search Study Hall on YouTube, TFT Study Hall on YouTube or Spotify.
够了够了，
Okay, I think he won the game.
他很
Diana's the
多
best.
看手
Diana's
作
the best. I think he won the game. Now Diana's a tank and his carry.
感
Okay.
觉
有点。
All right, Huanmie wins week 1.
有点明显，有点明
Beast
显
mode. Okay, not quite ice. APM.
稍微有
What
点
you got there?
没有画面这一波就是不想把钱花光。
对，沉点沉
The
点。
silver ticket player played Golden Quest. I mean, yeah, well played. Double BT death cap.
他甚至还在卡别人的位置。
I'm surprised more people don't leak fake tech. I think that's a really bad thing. If they
比
leak,
较
that used to be the thing where like people would leak fake tech, and I think that's like ultimately
就看
not
画
good
面这边看
because
这个皎月是怎么拼
then that just really destroys people's trust in
两
content.
招破甲，
I think that we should shame people who leak fake tech, personally.
他都没有考虑。
A lot of people engage with TFT content as a means of improvement, and if it becomes like commonplace for people to just like troll and like
阿豪这边
mislead
是
people,
火火拿了个时间转，
I don't know. I think that's like really bad practice.
急了，
主要是时间，就
他血量太低，时间缩血能力太差了。
是的，不是一个特别好锁血的阵容。
What has the lawyer been up to? Haven't seen him lately.
拿了一个
Bryce?
滑板鞋，
He's busy being a father
补到了经济
and
这一把
having a job.
上限比较高一点。
是
What a
的
loser.
嗯
Okay, not really. Being a good father is really important. He's just really busy.
他这个状态是完全可以上10的，上9的。
He's just like super swarmed with work, and he has 3
Man,
kids
I'm
under
getting more dogged
3.
again.
His twins, his boys, just turned 1 years old, so he just had a 1-year-old birthday. Like, I think in general, Bryce he's gonna continue to try to stay involved in TFT, but it's just really hard. A lot of people are like, "Oh, Sox is doing it," but
有点
Sox has 1 fewer kid, and that's a really big deal, as you guys know. Anybody who's had
类似了
multiple kids understands even adding 1 extra one is a really big deal.
他真的挺糊的。
但是这边全
And
是
also, Sox is like an engineer who's like an employee. Bryce is a small business owner in esports during a time when survival is really difficult. Like if Bryce is not on it and is just
追3星的，
2星的一个
messing around, just like doing TFT stuff, there's a really good chance his business goes under during esports winter. It's just really hard. So, Planet Hex, thank you for the 17 months. Have you ever asked ChatGPT to roast you?
开通它
I think I have, but I think they didn't do it in a funny way, so it wasn't very good. Who won the TFT Cup? Me first or Wraith? Me first or Wraith? I can ask him if he wants to be on the podcast. He seems kind of shy though.
快点出了。
It might be a short podcast. I might get the next podcast for Don't Talk If You Don't Know. I usually try to use the reviewed episodes to talk to people who had good performances, but if they're kind of shy and they don't want to talk much, it might be a short podcast. Blue buff, red buff, karma, 6 chrono, 6 chrono.
好几张滑白鞋，一会儿看一
Wait,
下
Huo's going 8th
因为你
again.
睡不着
哦，
卖了。
卖了。
I'm pretty sure this dude is putting up a goo bums today. We're 5 games in. I think he's gonna be going 8. He's at 8 points, and everyone. The next highest person or the next lowest person is 14, and the next lowest person is 18
这个
points.
狂暴的其实是很强的。
He's gotten 8 points in 4 games. He's averaged a 7 so far.
是的，但是这个是一个
Yikes.
金色追求的皎月。
Have you ever seen something more boring than Kog'Maw? I think Kog'Maw's kind of
然后老师
cool.
会不会觉得这把幻灭可能要拿下了？
我感觉上限好高啊，幻灭。
对，
他发这个皎月的时候就游戏性质。
I feel like if you think Kog'Maw is like super boring,
已经性质是
I
变
think
了
you
他
just probably have watched too much of this batch and TFT,
就
Man, I'm getting more dogged again.
which is fair. It's entertainment is subjective, but like, I don't know.
因为它是一个有回复又有
It's hard to just say like, man, this is really like people think the most exciting stuff. Like, there's people in my chat that are saying Golden Quest is boring, and I'm like, I actually think Golden Quest is really hype. And people are like, oh my god, Piltover, Bedge,
火火的
Fortune,
时间也
Bet
是
Hard. People are like Heartsteel,
我今天有点
Bedge.
可能玩的比较迷。
Heartsteel was literally the most fun trait of all
主要
time.
是连败打的太多了，今天所有的局都是连败，连败的话其实风险就是很大的。
就我觉得这个版本就是你如果不确定你玩两费阵容，就不要
Why is Golden Quest hype? It's because you are literally deciding to do a mid-game fortune at 3-2. There's inherently a lot of risk being put into your game.
反会主 C 会比较多，这个真神
You watch Raptors. You watch too much
但这一
top 10 challenger TFT. You watch too much of it because you've got your nose so close to the screen and high elo that you've kind of missed like the most important part of TFT, which is there's supposed to be fun elements of it. There needs to be fun. Like Golden Quest is a really fun augment to play. It's actually quite hype. And like because now what Golden Quest has become is like I roll, I got Milio, that's the worst one. Oh, I roll, I got Diana. Oh, I roll, I got Morgana too. It's like you're literally risking your entire game on a mid-game pivot, which people love, on a high-risk, high-reward strategy, which gets the adrenaline pumping, on 5-cost upgrades, which is a really exciting moment in the game, and to try to stabilize in 1 and 2 turns. That's like a really exciting thing. And if that's boring to you, that means you're just burnt out on TFT, straight up. It means that you're just burnt out on TFT.
甚
And I think if you're burnt out on TFT and you choose to continue engage in it, that's a personal choice.
上九了，
新武器带了个头。
这也拿。
不详细
Whoa,
列出
this guy went 8th again.
哦，
Guy went 8th again.
这波
因为我觉得他是没有太多经济去买牌的。
因为画面前面输了2波嘛，
哦
Yeah, that being said, I'm pretty sure Huanmie won the game.
有点拿进去之后没锁住。
He's getting the consistency bonus. Yeah, he's playing double them.
先买胡子的质量。
I mean, I think Golden Quest should get nerfed though. That I definitely agree with that. I think Golden Quest should get nerfed. I think it's way too strong of an augment.
也就是说
I think that
在打
The fact that they're increasing or they're decreasing the amount of items and increasing the risk slightly,
嗯，
然后
probably a
换
good
是在
thing.
体质量的它轻钢椅
but
可以和轻钢椅
design-wise, I think Golden Quest is very
轻钢椅
hype.
是大提升，对，然后2星的狗头，然后还可以刷魔杖的提升，甚至贝雷亚还可以喂他小饼干。
I do think it's a little emblematic of the power creep in new augments though. Oh, I mean, there's no disagreement here. There's a ton of power creep in augments. But people like power creep. Because remember when they re-released things like, okay, how many of you think combat bandages is exciting? Because that's kind of what everyone wants augments to be. They want augments to be combat bandages. They're like, man, this augment is so broken. Can we just make things like heal a little bit, give a little AD, give a little AP, give you a tier? Like, bro, I'm trying to stay awake, man. If I want.
已经准备好了。
后面可能要喂小饼干了。
对，企图现在是第58分。
What if Golden Quest appeared on 2-1? Is that a buff or a nerf? That's a huge
就
buff.
看这一把60跟幻灭的位置。
只能说看两个光灿能不能把两个好兄弟。
Actually, I don't know. Never mind. Actually, I don't know. It might be a nerf. It might be a nerf. Actually, I
再来一
can't
个
tell.
光灿，合成一个2星光灿。
就60和幻灭吃了就。
All the low roll 5 costs get buffed, and you get an artifact for your 2-star 5
现在来说
cost.
的话，幻灭这边的质量真的是比较高的。
对，主要艾斯这边的续航能，就是它这个瑞兹可能没有养到。
The low ceiling augments just need the floor raised under power to keep up, but design by their fights. I'm actually fine if a lot of augments just reduced in power. But the thing is, now people have gotten a taste of high power.
现在主要就是看。
Can they actually go back? Can you guys go back to Harmacist? Harmacist 3 as a prismatic augment? Probably not.
拿了一个转子在变，就是有可能会变出次元转，又是一个上限。
艾斯这边是有70滴血嘛，容错还是非常高的。
是的。
Yes, I can.
两个兄弟碰到了。
You know, the thing is, you guys will play anything. As noted by the launch patch of this set and other sets in the past. You guys will play anything. But a lot of other people wouldn't. There's a lot of people who'd be like, yeah, this is boring, I'm out.
也是打了艾斯一波，而且继续订阅下一波看给什么颜色的球。
Shojin Manazine sounds one better than what Milios was before. I feel like it's a buffer. I mean, you don't want Golden Quest to feel bad, though. I feel like you don't want, like, the 10% chance that you just low roll and lose the game. I feel like people don't like that for such a high payout. It feels bad. When is yesterday's VOD on YouTube? We had some problems with YouTube. YouTube was being a butthead. Sorry about that. And our editor went to sleep thinking it was okay, and it was not. So it should be up pretty soon. Pretty soon. I don't know if the launch patch was 5 patches into the set. People would have left in droves, but launch patch is woke regardless. Maybe. Yeah, probably. Also, the Syndrome meta ended up taking a little bit of a while. It wasn't like hour 1, day 1 of the patch. It was like day 6, day 5, day 6 of the patch. It became the full Syndrome meta. So like it technically had some time, which is actually a good thing. Because people saw the meta shift. But yeah. Syndra's a fun unit. I agree. Like remember last set? Anytime you had a single pair of Teemos, people would say Big Mo, woke. You just roll with, like, but like Teemo, if Teemo was Syndra level of power, you guys wouldn't say that. It's all relative. A lot of TFT players have to separate the balance from the actual design of things. Okay, can anyone stop Huanmie from winning this game? I don't think so. He has not. Wait, he lost 1 fight back in stage 5, but he's just been so stable since. Got the 9, Briar 2. I think if you get Camille 2, Briar 2, Diana 2, you just with Calista 2, you just win the game almost always. Your win rate's so high, so high. And then you cap with this Arcana. I like the Hecarim Zareth like way better than just playing like a random Macaulay. Macaulay doesn't do anything. And Huanmie is so good at playing for these first from this spot. I mean, this is a pretty good third for the Rise player. Oh, they're both dead. GG. Oh, okay, that's over. Okay, so Huanmie wins the first week of Pro League. GG's. All right. So if you guys are tuning in late, this is the Chinese Pro League. It's a new setup that they've had for set 12, where they're gonna have 3 weeks of competition for and then they have like a playoffs. Let me see if I can pull it up. Okay, so they have 3 weeks of competition, and then they have a playoffs, and then the top people performing in the playoffs go to regionals. And it's full of, like, this is the player list. Tianlong, who made it to World's last set. Chengdu, Xunge, set 7 world champion. Zhe Xingxia, a regionals. Like, this guy makes regionals every set. HN, regionals winner. Honglian, regionals winner. Flancy, world's finalist. Here we go. Huanmie, world champion. Like, it's just super stacked. So this was week 1, and then next week we'll watch week 2 and week 3. So that'll be fun. We actually watched the silver brackets. We didn't watch the gold bracket, but the silver bracket had better names, honestly. Like, low-key. Also, the gold bracket went 7 rounds deep. Oh my god. Wait, this guy beast moded. 4-3-2-1-3-4-1? This fire went 6-8, 6-6, 8-8-8. He got 1 point for the week. Yeah. This is what NA should do? I don't think so. I think that a lot of players would think it's really bad. I think they would think it's really bad. Dude, they complained about playing 2 days of competition or 5 days of competition, and they didn't win. They won $100. They have to play on a weekly basis for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. That's literally human rights violations abuse. Did you hear Soju rant yesterday? This is awful what Riot Games is forcing them to do. It's just terrible. It's terrible. I'm reporting it to the Geneva Convention.
Man, I'm getting more dogged again.
D-Cup, thank you for the 8 months. I bet they're getting paid. I mean, they win like $1,000 a week. If you win. But more importantly, they're winning a spot for regionals. Okay, let me see if I can grab screenshots, and then we'll wrap it up, yeah? Play a couple ladder games. Call it for today. I'm going to take it a little bit easy. Actually, I might even end stream soon. I'm actually really tired from this weekend. I'm pretty exhausted, and also I have to record a YouTube video tonight. I think I want to do a guide on Namzi reroll on YouTube, because I'm pretty sure that comp is going to be really good next patch. The PvE patch that's up, they're buffing Namzi to 400%, and they're buffing all her surrounding units: Twitch, Jace, Shyvana, Nico, Swain, Brian. So yeah. Okay, let me go ahead and put this in Discord real quick. All right. So if you guys missed the games, I'll always post these kinds of stuff in Discord to help you guys keep track of it. I'm gonna play some ladder games. This is week 1 of the Chinese Pro League. Good stuff. Let